At the summit of Holy Mount Sudur, the healing of the land of Imankrok has begun. The ley lines, fractured by a surge of wild magic the likes of which the world has never seen, are untangled and soothed, flowing once more with the raw power of the elements. The tortured forest that consumed Masru withers and returns to the earth. But the journey is not over for our heroes. Hotan's minions escaped, armed with the means to travel to the domain of the dreaded infernal of the Iron Throne, Uzul the Destroyer. And the power they called upon, the chilling aura of despair, has reopened old wounds, dredged up forgotten sins, and threatens to tear Tiberius and his family and friends apart. Welcome to Castles and Casters. Casters and Castles. I will never get that right. I've actually tweeted out the Twitch wrong, too. It's awful. One last ride. This is episode 5 of our campaign, and the second to last in this arc. Our final episode will be in 2 weeks. I'm your Dungeon Master, Joseph, tormented by gnomes. And once again, it's our joy to bring you the adventures of this esteemed party. If we want to do a quick round of introductions, because obviously no one knows who we are.
Right. I am Eric Doa Lonquist, and I'll be playing the role of my wonderful bard, Bendis Rambletoon, who just came off the best performance of his life.
That's true, you did.
Yeah, I kicked some ass, musically.
You did?
Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice. I'm Ashley Driftwood Ash Middlebrook, and I play Faden Valensath, no longer Wanderstave.
Did you fill out the legal documents for that?
Yeah, it's very complex.
No. It's a Triton thing. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I've renounced him with my god. It's all good.
Okay.
Of course.
Ouch.
I'm Josh Sideshow Wilkinson, and I play Marcus Tiberius Wanderstave, the grandson of the senile old gentleman that you see next to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I'm Brennan Hook, and I play Tiberius Wanderstave, whose voice changes every session. So, yeah.
That happens in old age. That's normal.
Yeah, the voice goes up and down, and sometimes gets serious, and sometimes doesn't. But, yep, that's who I'm playing, the guy who does stuff.
Yep.
Sometimes.
In our last adventure, our heroes battled a mysterious servant of Hotan who called upon a dark messenger of the underworld to afflict our heroes with despair. It struck Faden Valensath the worst, reminding her that Tiberius, the father she was so excited to meet, was never there for her mother. They traveled onward to Mount Sudur, where, against all odds, they concocted a ritual that healed the ley lines, releasing much of Imankrok from the magical forest that consumed it in our first episode. During that time, Tiberius found an old treasure that he buried there, a chest filled with platinum coins and containing an enchanted ring of spell storing as well as a mysterious cipher. Chat, you've been submitting, and our community has been submitting guesses as to what they think the code phrase to open the cipher might be. It's a 6-letter phrase. Every letter can be all 26 letters of the alphabet. Brendan now has that list that everyone submitted. And if somebody gets it right or got it right, you'll have the chance to name and describe an NPC that'll appear in our final episode. One last piece of housekeeping. I've revamped the Act of God rules. I was not happy with the fact that some of the Acts of God sort of took a while to kick in. Some of the Acts of God from last episode, for example, are only coming in now. So henceforth, whenever an Act of God at 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 subs is triggered, it will literally invoke one of the gods of the world. We're going to roll to see who it is.
Gods.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's
and they're going
sick.
to intervene. It might be something small. It might be something large. But it will be a specific deity or entity involved.
A literal
time.
act of God.
Actual
Yeah.
act of God.
And
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it could be your God.
yeah, and what happens will change based on where you are in terms of how you get on with that deity.
Oh, God,
Uzul's-
didn't you steal the horse of one of the gods?
Yeah, he's on there.
Vinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wind Sovereign.
Why?
It's the
Still
thing you
got the
did.
horse.
Yeah, you do. You still got
Sitting
it.
behind us now,
Yeah,
Mark.
it's this beautiful golden skin with hair the color of the autumn.
Amarin isn't the word. I'm going through the combinations.
Well, I have counted out the gold and platinum for everybody, though. I've gone through this chest, and we all get 34 of these large gold pieces. So I can give you yours now if you want.
34.
Platinum,
Yeah.
Marcus. It's platinum.
Well, some of them look like gold. Like
yes.
this
Yeah.
one's platinum, that one looks like gold. to me.
There's
Yeah.
a big difference between them. Don't mess them up.
A platinum coin is worth 10 gold coins.
I think this platinum coin is worth about 10 gold coins.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, yeah.
Your education
I've
hasn't
seen a lot of
failed
it
you.
in my life. I'm quite familiar.
All right, okay. Let me. I'll start counting these out. Then I'll dole them out.
We use different money where I'm from.
Gnomes isn't the answer.
Well, not really. I mean, it's still
No,
silver and
it's
gold,
not
but
the
it doesn't
answer.
look the same.
It tends to be more like you don't want to be carrying too much when you're trying to swim. So pearls and other valuable pieces that are smaller tend to work better. So again, you've just successfully healed the ley line. Your ultimate goal is to get to Doton's Rock, where all this madness started. That is thousands of miles away. In order to get there, you'd have to cross the rest of Iman Karak, go through the Foamhor Woods, where the Huldra live. You'd have to travel through the kingdom of Vercinget, and then you would finally arrive there. That would be an incredibly long journey. Magical means are going to be required. Now, in our last episode, before she had to go on another errand, Freya noticed that the sigil on the Rod of Wonder that you have, which used to be part of a Staff of Power, as well as on that letter, is actually the code for a teleportation signal, a teleportation circle.
Hey.
And if you had access to that spell, you'd be able to go to whatever circle exists in the world with that symbol.
And it's the same symbol on this piece of paper here, right?
Correct.
And is it Elvish?
It is
runes?
Elvish runes.
Is it Artelane?
It's Artelane.
Artelane, my old nemesis. That's right. I beat him once, you know.
Who is that, Tiberius?
An old washed-up wizard. Lives on an island now, a little hermit.
He's still alive?
Well, actually, I'm not sure. Probably not. I kind of battered him. Stole his staff as well.
Well, but what does that mean? If you can you teleport anywhere you want with that?
It's to a specific place. I don't really know the specifics of it. You can only really guess and go for it, really.
God, that doesn't
Sounds like a
very
plan.
Unfortunately, none of you have access to that spell. Perhaps in Tiberius's heyday, he would have been able to cast it, but these days, the knowledge has faded from his mind. The thought occurred. Also, Freya concocted it may be possible to create a magical ritual that will open a channel, allowing you to travel along the ley lines all the way up where they meet at Doton's Rock. But to accomplish any of these things, you need additional supplies, magical relics, spell scrolls, all sorts of things. And the closest large city that might have all of this is none other than Masru. You may also recall that Tiberius has sworn an oath by the 5 rivers of the underworld never to return to Masru. I don't think Marcus formally swore the oath.
I didn't swear the oath not to return to Mosru, but I did kind of give the impression that I was going and wouldn't come back.
Right.
Or rather, wasn't going to come back until he was done.
Is Boomer the answer?
Well, the forest is no longer eating Masru.
Maybe
the
Zoomer.
forest is gone. So it'll be up to you. But either way, now that you have this trove of
Boomer.
treasure, you'll need to basically head back to Masru, and the journey will be a lot faster because the rivers flow in that direction.
Here's your 34 platinum pieces.
Please. Oh, yeah. Come to Papa.
That's only for one of you. I'll give you yours in a sec, Aunt Faden.
Oh,
yes.
he called me Aunt Feeding.
Oh, it's been so long.
At least I still have some family.
Bendis, you will make sure not to lose that though, won't you?
Oh, I'm not going to lose it.
You strike me as the kind of person that's a little frivolous with money.
No, I mean, I've got a lot of experience with this in the royal court, and it's just good to be back among friends again.
What?
Do you want to wager if he loses all his money first?
No,
I don't wager.
no, Faden, this is really important money. It's very valuable. You must keep hold of it. Don't wager with anybody. You got to use it to help us. We
Well,
need
yeah.
to get ourselves to Dotain's Rock.
I'll use it only to help us, obviously.
But you're not going to use it to wager and get more money.
Making more money seems like a way to help us, doesn't it?
He's not going to help.
What?
You can't even hear what I'm saying, can you?
Gambling?
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah.
Yes, I used to gamble when I was a younger lad.
Oh, I mean,
you?
I did. I don't care.
Okay, yes, well, it's not Dotane. Cheese.
Why would it be cheese?
I like cheese. Goes well on crackers.
You think you might have made the password cheese just because you like it?
Yeah, yes.
All right, here's your money as well, Aunt Faden.
I once went to a plane of dimension Made entirely of cheese.
Thank you.
Wouldn't recommend living off of it, though.
You went to an entire dimension made of cheese.
Yes.
You know, if the point of me leaving home was for
It's
me
not
to make
cheese.
some money, I'd see I'd done it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
So,
Platinum.
can you work on that while moving, or does your brain only move when your legs move?
I can absolutely work on this while moving, but when we're on the boat, I'll have plenty of time.
But you're not planning to take the horse?
Well, I
You
suppose
can't come back to Mosru with us.
Yes, they wouldn't let me, but I can disguise myself.
Don't disguise yourself. You'll be seen.
Oh, I've done it plenty of times before. Especially to sneak into Mosru when I got into trouble previously. Holdra. It's no problem for me, Marcus.
Is that how you disappeared from our village? Did you disguise yourself?
Yeah, well, not quite.
I don't think that's a good idea, going back to Mosru.
Not Holdra.
They'd kill you if they found you.
Well, they wouldn't. I'm very sly.
Didn't we swear none of us would go back?
I think I swore an oath.
You did. You swore a binding oath. You might just die as soon as you
that
enter
was-
the city.
that was a
I don't know what
bloody-
kind of magic
Like
it was.
upon a god? Like the death god?
Yeah,
Oh, we didn't swear that, though. We can go back anytime.
Tiberius is the only one who swore the oath.
I believe I will stay put. In fact,
What kind of oath did he swear?
He swore by the 5 rivers of the underworld never to set foot in Mosru again.
Are these are these kind of oaths binding in a physical sense?
I would know.
This is an arcana matter or
Okay.
especially a religion matter.
Right.
I can do a religion check.
That would be the thing. Go ahead and roll it.
Should I roll this too? Yeah. Religion?
Well, I
Yes.
rolled a 2, so that makes it a 4.
I got a 14.
A 14.
I'm semi-familiar with religions.
All right. Well, first off, Faden, what did you come up with the natural one? I want to hear from you.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, a natural 2.
A natural
Never mind
2.
then. You just don't have any idea. If it was natural 1, you'd have to make up something hilarious.
Which would be amazing.
Yes.
And I'm down to do it for the sake of role playing. But that's not what I rolled.
All right. So in the underworld, it is both the land of the dead and the source of the wellspring of all elements. They rise up from the wellspring, they form the mortal world, and then when they decay and crumble, they go back to be renewed. But the rest of it is where the souls of the dead live, and it is the prison of all fiends and infernals, banished there by the will of Ramius, Lord of the Dead. And when mortals die, they must join the armies of Ramius to help him protect the mortal world from fiends. They join his armies in the kingdom of shadows. And to enter that kingdom, they pass through 5 rivers. And these rivers wash away their memories. They remove their ability to feel pain. They get rid of all their hatred and sorrow so that they are ready to serve perfectly for at least 100 years, after which they're released to whatever their final destination might be. So these are rivers of things like fire and tears and sweat and bile. And this would be a very binding oath, a supernaturally binding oath. And, you all know that as well.
You haven't ever.
Oh!
Did you open
It's
it?
opening.
I figured it out.
What was it in the end?
Awaken.
Awaken.
Yes.
How'd you get that?
I don't know.
It just came to you.
Came to me in a dream. The name. Yes.
What was the name that spoke it to you
The-
in the stream?
What? I don't know. We'll get to that later.
You're an old man.
Whoa.
Oh my.
What's in there?
Oh.
Is this the thing that you deliberately buried this for?
Yes, yes. What in the Lord's name? Herbs,
Herbs,
spices,
garlic.
For bloody cooking?
maybe.
What kind
yes.
of herb? Do you smoke it?
No, I didn't. I'm going to leave this here.
All right.
I don't know.
I mean, you have a habit of snorting things you come across.
Would my proficiency in alchemy
Yes.
help with this?
That actually that would help.
I know what it is.
This is Mordane tea.
More dainty, yes. It allows you to Wait.
Can you?
Do you remember?
Hello.
Yes. No. I think if we drink it, it'll transport us somewhere.
What? Random?
Really?
No. It's like an out of body experience. Very surreal.
Do you mean in a metaphorical, spiritual sense it'll
I
transport us
don't
somewhere?
feel like I trust you.
Well, your souls, your physical bodies, everything might be transported.
You know,
The vapors of Mordane are very, very powerful stuff.
I think I had
Would a
something like this at a
medicine
party in the royal
proficiency
court once.
give me any knowledge of what this is?
If you had a
Well,
chance
well.
to medicine, you'd need to actually have access to it. Nature might help,
May I see it?
Oh,
or Arcana.
Yes, be careful with it though. The only other tea, it's thousands.
I'll
and
be
thousands
careful
of miles
with
away.
it. Yeah, of course. You said be
Jesus.
careful and you threw it at me bloody head.
Sorry.
All right.
Is it dangerous?
Smells like bergamot.
It can be, yes, if you sniff too
Probably
much.
is something.
Oh no,
yes.
it's definitely chamomile. I lied to you.
Give me a smell.
Sniffing too much of it, I wouldn't
Will I,
recommend.
Don't.
Can I roll a medicine check? now?
Don't snort it, Bendis.
Medicine. And
I
nature
feel like I remember
are
encountering
both
something
applicable.
similar at a party once.
Medicine is definitely
In the
better
royal
for me.
court,
All right.
there was a lot of this stuff. Inspiration, they said.
25.
The tea of the Mordane flower is incredibly and unbelievably toxic.
Yeah. You just told us to drink this, right?
I mean, not drink.
Formerly da.
You smell the vapors that come off the tea, and then that.
This
puts you
is
in a
wildly
trance.
toxic.
It's not only if you drink it. Listen, I've been studying alchemy longer than you've been born.
And I know medicine.
Yes, smell the vapors, get transported to another dimension. It's very
Did I know
basic
anything about
stuff.
smelling the vapors at all?
It won't kill you, but it's probably highly addictive.
You said transported to another dimension, yeah?
Yes.
It's a bloody drug. It's an addictive drug. It won't kill you if you inhale the vapors, but it's a bloody drug.
I learned a spell on how to fix ley lines once when I sniffed Mordane vapors.
Sniff Mordane. Oh my.
I was taught by the natives.
Oh my god.
Can I maybe purchase some from you?
Well, I would
No,
advise
you know
only
what?
come
This
into
is going
some
with
platinum.
me.
if we would like to get to Dozane's Rock, someone in the dimension may know. If we sniff the vapors of Mordane, I think it may take us there. There's a reason I planted it here. I knew this day would
Because
come.
it's addictive and you probably didn't know how else to curb your addiction but to hide it from yourself.
That does sound reasonable. I think that might have been what happened. Tiberius,
That
your
doesn't make any
brain's going.
sense. I don't think so.
I could. How about if I try it and see if it works?
I mean,
addictive.
Everyone should
Trust
try
me.
it. I recommend
I've got the most
all.
experience with things like this.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I don't think you'd change.
But think about
Well,
it.
that makes me the safest person to test it then, doesn't it?
That
yeah,
might
think,
actually be
Faden.
true.
We could also hold him down. He's only a little scrawny thing.
Faden,
Well,
pass me
I'm
the
very
tea,
agile,
please.
though.
No,
Please pass me the tea.
absolutely not.
Well, why do you need it? We
I'm
can
going
make
to make it.
Well, we can make the tea.
Well, let's get started.
I know how
Unpack
to
my
make
cooking
the tea.
utensils on the peak of Mount Sundar.
Okay.
And start boiling some water.
Well, somebody go downstairs, get a bowl, get some hot water. We're cooking this shit.
Do it.
It's real tea.
I'm starting the kettle.
Get the fanciest looking bowl that we've got.
Yeah. Get the kettle, boil it up.
You have any sort of fancy bowls?
You know,
I wish I'd known about this because I have a gorgeous cast iron teapot.
See, I actually got this wooden one with like silver antlers around it and stuff, but
Wow.
I think I mistimed and forgot that this might happen.
Reasonable.
Yeah. It happens.
Also, if you'd told me to bring a teapot, I'd probably have been like, why?
Well, nothing bad will happen if we sniff the vapors.
Yeah. I mean, I could use a little bit of inspiration. You know, I mean, fixing the ley lines took a lot out of me.
We all could. Hmm?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I have half a mind to like disappear with this underwater.
Might ruin it.
Yep.
A bunch of fish float to the surface.
You're not proficient
Totally
in
high.
Arcana, right?
Nope.
All right. Then.
Proficient
No, in fact,
Arcana?
I have a negative modifier in Arcana.
All right,
I am
then.
proficient in it, however.
All right. Well,
I think. Hold on. No, I'm not, in fact,
Never mind then.
proficient in it. I thought I was. But
the ceremonial tea.
No, I'm
kettle.
proficient in athletics, medicine, perception, and religion.
proficient in history. Does that help?
You actually brought a kettle.
Wow.
What strange contraption is this, Marcus?
It's a high level of technology.
What in the...
The enchanted hot pots of the city of Sharon, where
Over
the
here,
sovereign
fine.
of flame rules from his brass tower.
I
They have all
would.
sorts of
I'm
shit
making
there.
the tea. It's been decided.
Guys, it was the Mordain vapors that took me to the Silent City long ago,
Oh, really?
visiting the dragon tribes of...
Ah, yes. Tell us another lie. Tell us a story, da.
Well, we'll all eventually reach it if we sniff enough vapors. And there we may learn something.
Let's go.
I learned how to
Dragon
fix the
City.
ley
I'm ready.
lines there. They're not the Dragon City. They live in swamps. They don't have cities yet, Marcus. Don't be so rude.
Yet?
Sorry. So, are we even safe having Bendis do this alone?
No, we will all do it. It's the only safe
No,
way.
that's
We'll all
not
travel to the
what's
Silent
happening.
City together.
If it's because you don't actually travel, it's a bloody drug.
Well,
There are different types of travel.
you definitely do travel.
My music helps people travel to wonderful places.
Are you buying this, Marcus?
I don't know anymore. We just watched elemental forces dance on top of a mountain. My brain was not meant for such things.
Mine was.
Oh, yeah.
Well, very well. That's why you can be the first.
Let's do it.
Come,
They were
let us-
dancing to my
I always
tune.
knew from Liban that those things existed, so I suppose it's fine. Your brain's exploded. It's okay. You're LSRP.
Is the water boiling?
I believe so. Yeah, it
It's
takes a
close.
while.
It's close.
Yes,
We've just
it does.
started the fire.
Be
I can
impatient,
hear
you
it
old
crackling
codger.
now.
Yes.
All right, so you're all camping out on the peak of Mount Sudur, right where like the heart of the ley line is. I imagine that's what you just said that you wanted to do.
Yes.
This isn't part of some magical spell or incantation. You just want us to sniff some leaves.
No, it is magical, Marcus. There's
Some boiled
things
leaves.
beyond your comprehension that you wouldn't have learned. This is the only way you can learn.
God, this
So
fire
have we
is
taken
loud.
that long rest yet, or not? Is this
Would
before we
you-
sleep?
Would you like to?
Well, I'm
Because
not.
if it's before we sleep, I still have augury, and I can decide if this is a good idea.
Let's just do it now. We
Yeah.
can rest in the lost city.
So we
Silent
haven't slept
City.
yet. All right.
You sleep
In
it
that
off.
case,
That's how it works.
some of what I prepared here is wrong, and we'll get rid of Zone of Truth for now in favor of augury because I had that prepared at the end of last session.
All right.
If that's okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna hit cast Zone of Truth as if it was augury for
Okay,
now.
that's fine.
And I'll get down while the tea is boiling off to my side. I'm gonna let that happen for like 10 minutes and get down on the ground with my bones and start drawing a little circle and casting the bones to see if specifically about sniffing the tea, whether or not that's a good idea.
God, I'm sorry. I always come back to the same answer: wheel and woe.
I never learn anything.
It's gonna be good and it's gonna be bad.
I can't tell. It's good, but it could be good just because I'll be high.
Well, then, listen.
I don't know if you're ready for something like this.
That would be all you've heard me said. I haven't said what the bones said to me. All I looked at was like I looked at the pouch and I just said it could be good because I'd be high.
Oh, and Phaedon, the worst that can happen is we all get really high, and then we use up all of the tea, and then we can't get any more
And we
anyway.
don't know.
a nice
we
spot
can't
for
get
it.
any more. We
Morbid.
don't know what it's for.
It's a wild
No, though
life.
I'll tell you what the worst that could happen is. The worst that could happen is we use up all the tea. We do it here on a bloody ley line with a bunch of powerful mages who blow the thing up again, and we've got fucking. Excuse my language.
Was
We've
that Triton?
got
I've
terrible
never heard that word before.
titanic forces battling each other again. That's the worst that could happen.
No,
that's
All right, you know what
fine.
else is the
I
worst
do
that could
it.
happen? The forest comes back.
No.
You might be slightly overreacting.
Yeah, I think so.
I might be slightly right.
Isn't.
We're just going to jive to my music. That's why I have to do it first.
Play us a song, Bendy Boy, while we wait for the tea.
I
boy.
would love to.
Actually, your last song was rather good. I'd love to hear another.
Thank you. I will attempt to perform for the gathered people.
Oh, And the tea appears to start. The water's
20.
heated up, so I'm going to start dumping
20
stuff in the
total.
pouch.
Dirty 20. Yeah.
Well, what sort of song do you play? Does it have words,
I
or is it
play
just a melody?
just kind of like a mellow, chilled out tune to kind of get everyone in the mood to try some magic tea.
Do you have anything to steep all these leaves
need a
with?
sitar.
Like a bit, like a silver bowl that you can put the tea leaves in, or maybe a bit of
silver bowl.
cheesecloth?
Again, technically,
We
you're
just
not
have to
supposed
smell
drink
it. We're
the
not
tea.
drinking it.
We're not drinking it.
That said,
we're
the
just
prop
sniffing
is
it.
drinkable, so I mean, if anyone wants some food.
It's gonna be delicious, but there's gonna be a lot of leaves in it, so you probably won't want to
Yes.
drink it.
Only
Also,
sniffing
I'll
it.
totally
Maybe
be
I'll
like,
read
oh,
the
you
tea
just drank
leaves
tea, roll a
after.
Constitution save. Let me get all my D10s.
All right. Are you sure about this, old man?
Yes, yes. Everyone gather around.
All right, everyone gather around here.
I'm going to literally gather up.
Oh, that is pungent.
You smell the vapors, and it won't
Whoa.
kill you. It's a good thing we don't have any more of this, because it's addictive. Should I do this? I'm gonna just hold my necklace and mutter a little prayer to my goddess and say, like, Liban, protect me before I inhale.
All right. It looks like you're the last one going in.
I am the last one going in. And as I, like, decide whether or not to go in,
Did you just taste it?
No.
Because it looked a little
did
bit
not.
like you tasted
I
it.
thought about it for a second.
Bendis, for
I let
God's
the
sake.
aromas
you
work over me.
drank it.
I didn't drink
I'm
it.
going to trust you on this.
I would know if I drank it. I didn't drink it. I really didn't drink it.
Good, because we'd be rolling dice right now.
I did smell
I'm
it.
kind of like
heavily.
holding the bowl while the vapors rise off of it and just looking at the others who've already inhaled for any, like, negative.
Okay.
All right.
I feel normal.
What do you do with it after you've inhaled it?
I'd
Nothing's happened yet.
kind of set it down. I'd like inhale it. I assume that, like, the cooking supplies, you said you set them up on top of the stone or something, right? Mm-hmm. So I would, like, probably put it back down on top of the stone and, like, stare at it for a second and see if the, like, vapors had worked. Are you guys, like, watching me with the bowl? Like, what are you guys?
I'm just taking in the fumes.
Just taking in the fumes and kind of, like, looking out at the horizon. I'd
trying to
probably
ride.
like spill the bowl with my other hand.
Ride the
so you've
horse.
emptied out the
Right.
bowl.
I've emptied out the
Trying to
bowl.
ride the ley lines, become
Ride the
one with the
wild wind
magical
horse.
energies, that sort of thing.
You know how YouTube makes you say whether or not your videos are for kids now? This one's not.
This isn't for kids.
Oh dear.
All right.
So I dumped out the bowl. Yeah.
All right.
After breathing in the fumes.
It's working.
Everyone to do it once. I'm gonna like take out my instrument and don't read my instrument.
Yeah. Didgeridoo, sure.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna try to compose with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd be sitting here like holding my focus and just like, Liban, protect me. I will not be addicted.
You hear hooves.
What the hell is that?
Bad timing.
Horses.
Where?
I don't know. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
The last time I heard that, it was not a good sign.
Yes, well, we are going into a dream state, but if your nightmares come to get us, we'll kill them. Don't worry.
Are you going to be
They
with
killed us last time.
Yes, we're all here
I wouldn't know
together.
that.
My nightmares are going to come and get me.
Well, maybe, yes. It could
Tiberius,
be.
Do you know
don't
if it's a
understand.
good horse?
Oh, talk him down. Talk him down.
You can tell by its nose.
What?
It's noose.
Nose. It's nose.
What about their noses?
Nose.
The horse. If it's a good one.
It was on fire. It wasn't a good horse.
Man.
It killed us all.
Hey,
What?
man, just
A horse is
chill
on
out.
fire. How do you know that one's on fire?
Don't worry about
What
it,
are you
Marcus.
talking
Calm
about?
down.
Sit down.
Calm
Sit
down.
down and let the tea take
Oh,
you to a
Marcus,
magical
it's all right.
place.
I'd like kind of come give him like a hug. Come to Auntie Fade, and it's okay.
Let me play a relaxing song.
Yes, do that.
And you are inside
Oh.
Tiberius's house. The morning light is streaming through the drapes. You still hear those hooves. You are all very, very small.
What?
You're all very small.
How
Like
small?
how small?
This is a drug.
You're not like mice, but you're probably only a couple feet, 3 feet, 4 feet tall.
We're as big as the
This is
chairs
not
and
real.
furniture and
Yeah.
stuff. What
This
the heck? Are
is
you guys
not
seeing this?
Yeah.
real. None of this is real.
It is quite real. It kind of.
No,
ish.
it seems like it's a hallucination. I mean, what are you
I
seeing?
feel like I'm finding my place in the universe. I'm so small.
Aria,
Right, well, I'm small too.
the priestess of Ramius, an old friend of the family, is sitting with you on the floor.
Oh.
Now, I want to point out, you do have agency during this. This is not on rails. This is not a cut scene. I'm describing things happening. You do have the ability to react, etc. Arya is sitting on the floor with you with a book about the gods, showing you the shapes of the letters and telling you the sounds that they make.
Will you show me Liban?
Yeah, she turns and she says she's gonna. Well, I could actually pull this up, but I won't at the moment. And tells you about the 4 elemental sovereigns, the ones who shaped the earth, who shaped the mortal world, and how Liban was the one who chose the endless ocean, and that when the one flesh fell from the sky, and she turns the page, and there's this horrible, massive darkness and beaks and writhing proboscis and such, she ripped the land and struck it down, and she wrestles it at the bottom of the ocean to keep all of us safe. This is something you're very familiar with. Your people are constantly plagued by the offspring of the one flesh.
That's a bloody kraken.
You find yourself a little bored, Marcus.
I'm gonna wander off and try and touch things.
What?
They feel very real.
Arya, you like to sniff Mordain vapors as well? What brings you here?
She looks at you oddly and says, "Not at your age, no." Pat. She's very tall.
Bollocks.
I'm gonna go and prod her.
Okay. She gently takes your hand and sets it down. You notice your toy horse lying on the ground next to your toy wooden sword, Marcus. The rest of you all recognize this as the home that you grew up in. It is definitely not the home that you grew up in, but you know how dreams are. You recognize this as the home you grew up in. This is actually the home that you grew up in. You recognize this as the home that was gifted to you as a reward after you defeated Hotan.
Marcus, that toy horse, it's the one your mother gave you.
You see that door there? That's the one you walked out of.
Well, not really. You don't have doors in the deep.
Well, no, but it was that one.
This
It
is
was.
the same size
I'm
it was
gonna-
when I was a kid.
Yes.
Roll a charisma check. Just a charisma check.
No modifier?
Your charisma modifier.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
9.
9. Okay. Little bits of...
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I lied to you. 6.
6. Never mind. Nothing happened. Moving on. What were you going to say?
I'm gonna just get up and walk out of the room.
Where are you going?
Just gonna kind of explore, kind of look around, because would I recognize this from being in kind of the dilapidated version before?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go back to the room where we were searching for like a lot of treasure and stuff like that, searching for instruments and things.
Okay.
Yeah. Specifically looking for a tuning fork.
Oh, nice. Okay. Roll a charisma check.
All right.
Just an unmodified charisma check.
13.
Okay. You start pawing at a rug on the ground and you pull it aside and there's a big trapdoor with a heavy metal ring in it.
Nice.
And the ring is run through with veins of red. It looks like blood. It looks like the same metal that the tuning fork was made of. And it's very heavy and it's going to take you a moment of effort to raise it.
I'm gonna try to do that.
How did we get here? I'm asking the what's her name? Sorry,
Arya?
Arya. How did we get here?
I don't know about you, but I was born here.
You weren't born here. No, this is a dream state. Look around you. You didn't grow up here. This
Yeah, I did.
is my home. And
I think I'd know my house.
And a horse, Marcus, the toy horse. It's very important.
Well,
Very
this
important.
is my toy horse.
Yes.
Arya, by the way, tells you that, well, you had to come in after your parents told you it was time to come inside, but before you were out fighting, I guess you were fighting monsters in the fields again.
I'm going to pick up the toy horse and the sword. Mm-hmm. And then just kind of rotate the toy horse looking at it.
Okay,
thoroughly.
what's the toy horse look like? I'll tell you what it doesn't look like. It's not got a flaming mane or anything like that.
Yeah, it's a wooden toy horse that has a rocker at the bottom as well.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, it's fairly ruggedly made.
Yeah.
But it's not as worn as I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks newer, but it can't be.
Yes, well, we may, very odd. I'll have to dwell on it.
Is this mine?
Yes. We may be in an old dream state from long
Can I
ago.
see it?
It's very important, Marcus. I don't know why, but something tells me it's incredibly important.
Well, you can tell if it's a good one by its nose.
Be careful with it. I'm going to hand it over to
I'm going to
Faye.
start inspecting its nose.
Okay. Do you have handle animal or survival or nature?
And
why
I
would you
have
know this? You're a-
none of any of those, but I could still roll for them if you'd like.
It does seem odd. You don't exactly have a whole lot of experience with land horses.
No, as was evidenced by the first episode.
Yes. All right, you're inspecting the nose, and it seems like it's one of the good ones.
It's definitely one of the good ones.
The light,
I like it.
do you...
No, the light. Sorry, I'm still looking at it.
This is good. Are you holding on to it?
I'm
or are you
holding
gonna
on
pass
to it.
Okay. The light pouring in from the windows, the gentle morning light, turns red as the trapdoor creaks open.
Nice.
And below is darkness.
I'm going to cast light
Okay.
on. Is there any like little small object I can pick up and like put the light spell on nearby?
What kind of an object?
Just like something I can easily pick up and like drop down into it.
Like, what would you...
We should have gone to bed.
Like,
should've slept
I would
first.
say like a pillow. or
Yeah, there's a
something.
pillow right there.
Yeah, all right. I will grab a pillow, and I will cast light on the pillow, which I think you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Touch one object. Right. Oh, and so I'll cast light, the cantrip, and I'll just drop it into the door to kind of see if I can see what's in there.
All right. It falls and falls and falls and falls, and at last it hits the ground, and you see a rough iron ladder or staircase winding downwards, and sticking out of the walls on all sides are rusted weapons and blades and armor heaped up like it's from 1,000 battles. And if you were to go down there, you'd have to carefully inch your way through this wreckage all the way down.
Wow.
Will you descend?
I walk back. I leave it open, but I walk back to the other room and stick my like head in the door, and I try to get like their attention, without getting the attention of anyone else.
Its
Who-
nose looks
of
like
who?
it's a good one.
Of if any of the three can like see me.
No, but like who else's attention?
What's
I
her
guess
name
except for
again?
the other woman who's sitting there.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're alone.
Oh, they are. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh,
What'd you like?
woman's gone.
Guys. I found a door to what looks like a spooky place, but they've got a lot of weapons. Maybe we can find something useful down there to, I don't know.
No,
Nice.
I've seen this. If you do drugs, you never invite the bad trip.
I'm going to snatch my horse back.
Okay.
You guys coming? Because I'm going.
Why though?
I
I
don't.
turn around and
Bender,
walk
stop.
back.
I don't like this.
Enough of these illusions. I am not a child, and I'm going to try and grow back to my normal size.
Roll a charisma check with advantage.
2 6s in a row. Do I add my charisma modifier?
Yes, just your
Okay.
charisma modifier.
14.
14? All right. You rise up, but the lines are still gone from your face. You recognize this as the face of your grandfather long ago. This is what he looked like when you were about that age.
What the hell?
He's an
Yes.
incredibly powerful sorcerer. He Once he collapsed the continental shelf and buried a kraken underneath it in an underwater kingdom. He wields arcane power that few can match.
Granddad, you look young again.
Yeah, well, I've always been this young, Marcus.
Is this what you'd have looked like if you stayed?
No, probably not.
This is what I'd have looked like if you stayed.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go back and start descending.
Bendis,
Yeah. I'm like, let's go. Yeah.
Are we traveling through time or something?
Listen, time doesn't really make sense here. Just best to be careful. Don't take anything at face value. Just remember you're in a dream state and anything can change at a moment's notice. In fact, you can change. Anyone can alter it if you have the will.
I don't understand.
Well, let me show you. I'm going to open a door in the wall.
Okay.
And just open it up and step through.
Okay. You just start walking out, and when he opens the door, through it is a barren field in a black sky with no stars. And when he steps out into it, it's like he's a stone carving. All the color from his robe, from his hair, from his face is gone. Just shades of gray, white, and black. And he just steps into it.
I'm going to run after him.
All right.
Tiberius! I'm going to hold on to his hand.
Okay.
Yes, Marcus, come on. Come on, Marcus. Yes.
As you descend into the cellar, the ladder creaks and groans and grinds with every step.
I'm really keeping an eye out for like the tuning fork specifically because I'm like, I know it's got to be down here somewhere because if this is the house, it looks, maybe we can find it around here.
You hear its tune. You hear that low hum, and it's getting louder the deeper you get.
All right.
And you can just see the glowing pillow at the bottom, sort of this faint beacon.
Cool.
And as you descend, you see almost like the skeleton of a horse, but it's not the skeleton. It's just the barding. It's clad in armor, rearing through this wall of rusted metal. And you see gauntleted hands holding axes and spears, reaching out. And from both sides of the pit, it's as if they're fighting each other, locked and bound in rust. But there's no corpse. There's just armor and weapons. As you go deeper and deeper and fade in, you've been left completely alone. There's a trapdoor behind you leading down into this rusty pit. There's a door in front of you. Roll a charisma saving throw.
11.
Okay. The door that they just walked through begins to swing shut slowly. What do you do?
And the trapdoor is open behind me into the pit of endlessness. And he just jumped. Did you jump down?
No, I started climbing
Started
down.
climbing down. And you two walked out of a door.
I mean,
Into a
I
black and
ran
white
after him.
Plains.
But yes.
The problem is, out of game, if I'm metagaming, I feel like I should follow Bendis. Because not splitting the party with one person alone is a good idea. But in character, I care about Marcus. And I don't trust my father at all to keep him safe. So I guess I follow them as quickly out the door as I can.
Okay. You walk out into the plains. Roll a charisma saving throw. Again, new one.
7.
7. All right. You are still a child.
Oh.
And as you step out, everything goes, all the color is gone from everything.
Even me?
Even you. And you see them getting farther and farther ahead, and you're running to catch up with them.
Marcus, wait!
All right. You hear that from behind you.
Oh, Faden.
Tiberius, shouldn't we wait for her?
Yes,
Where
yes.
are
let's
you
go
going
grab
anyway?
Faden. Just exploring, Marcus. Here, Faden, come here. I'm gonna
Wait!
beckon for you. Are we even reaching each other?
Yeah. Once you
will?
stop,
Yeah.
once you reach back, the distance shortens, and you're able to catch up.
And you're still two children. I'm going to grab onto both of you, and I'm going to cast flight and start flying upwards.
Okay.
Oh my god!
This is a dream, right? This is still a dream.
This is unnatural!
Still a dream, but gods, I was strong
Tritons
then.
aren't meant to fly!
I just want to get a look around and see.
Chat has triggered an act of God.
Oh,
Lordy
no.
Lord.
While we're already inside this weird realm.
Hey, who wants to
serve.
roll the d20?
I'll roll it. I've got a brand new D20 here.
Great, take it out for a spin.
Yeah.
All right.
Pog.
It's zinc alloy. It's
Is this the first roll?
It's heavy. No, it's not, but it's one of the
Right.
first. Oh, 12.
12.
Oh, looking over, I thought that was a net 20.
That's a very godly
Definitely a 12.
number.
12.
It's very something number.
It's a very Christian number. Not a fan. No, actually, it's not particular.
Not really.
12
That's
apostles?
just-
Yeah. But it's also, I think it goes back into
Days
a
of
lot
Christmas.
of other religions as well. I mean, 12 is just a nice way of splitting things up.
First day after Christmas.
All right,
how does
everybody.
it do with that?
Never mind.
Now everybody roll a d20. We're just gonna see who.
11.
7.
I did 7.
That's you also.
Did you also roll
Oh,
another
I thought I
D20?
already rolled mine.
You were sort of winding up. I was like, he got a 1, didn't he?
19.
19.
Yep.
Okay. All right. As you descend into this iron pit, and the light grows more and more red, and you hear the humming of this tune.
All
And
right.
You're a bard of valor, right?
That's correct.
All right.
Yes.
As it hums louder and louder, it starts to feel like the pound of war drums as you descend. And in between the swords and suits of armor jutting from the wall, you start to see lights of a different shade, sort of this light blue starting to flicker and follow and descend in your wake all the way down. And let's see. Roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, this is going to go well. 8.
8.
I have a -1 wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
All right.
Not very wise. In case you didn't know, when I went to the pit,
I entered the death pit.
I thought it's a great
As you
opportunity to find the
do.
tuning fork.
It made sense.
As you
The
do.
death pit widens as you go down below. The armors are...
Thank goodness. I was getting a bit claustrophobic.
And then it parts. And all the blue lights flicker together. And they surround. And perhaps the most beautiful woman you have ever seen appears.
Nice.
She has long, flowing, golden hair. She's surrounded by this blue light. She's wearing a lovely dress, and she's got a crown of flowers. And she sort of just pokes her head in real quick, just sort of investigating what's going on. What do you do?
I go, oh, hello. Have you seen a tuning fork lately? It's kind of red. I heard it. It's got kind of a hum to it, you know?
Is it that strange sound I hear right now?
I think that's it. Yeah, I had it before, but it was taken.
Really? Who took it from you?
Some lady on a horse. She was fighting us.
What an awful sound. It's so nasty and violent and domineering. I love it.
Music is subjective, but I agree.
Would you fetch it for me?
I mean,
Roll a wisdom saving throw with advantage because you are a half elf.
okay. I rolled a 2 and a 4.
Jeez. That's brutal.
You
So,
yes,
yeah.
you will, actually.
I would love to.
Thank you. I'm getting married very soon.
Oh,
and I haven't found a
congratulations.
proper gift for my husband yet.
Have you found a musician for the wedding?
A number, actually.
Oh, all right. Well, you know, keep me in mind.
Well, perhaps if you bring me this gift for my husband, I might invite you to the wedding as well.
All right. I'm always down for a party.
All right. She'll lean over and place a kiss on your brow, and the blue light flows over you for a moment,
Sweet.
Oh,
and then
no.
she dips back and vanishes.
See ya. Thanks for stopping by.
Oh, Bendis.
Yeah. I'm doing great. Keep in mind, everyone playing along at home, my intelligence is 11 and my wisdom is an 8. Bendis is a party animal who's dedicated to music and finding that epic, but he is not a bright lad.
I'm very wise, but very dumb. I wouldn't have helped
So I'm
you.
like, all right, well, I guess, I was going to keep it, but she seemed nice, and she might hire me if I find this for her. So, sounds like another chapter to the epic.
So the fairy queen dips out of your dream state that she just decided to poke in for a moment,
All right.
and you continue to descend into the pit.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in Grayscale Land, you are flying over this landscape. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Looking for an army of
You're looking.
hundreds of thousands of
All right.
marauding soldiers.
All right. As you fly over this barren wasteland, slowly you start to see patches of color returning. A little bit of scrub grass here, some earthy tones there, and then blood, and more blood. And you see a great host on horseback riding over this landscape, and they've got a bunch of different banners. And they've got metal armor, and they're clad in furs and leather, and they've got hunting hawks with them, and you can see there's many different clans all sort of rallied and gathered together. And as they form this vast shadow that covers the land before you, they are all gathering at one banner made of iron at the head.
Oh boy, we better go get Bendis.
Where are we? Who are those people?
It's bad, Marcus. Don't worry about it too much. Yes.
It looks bad.
Yes. Can I roll a religion check to see if I know what this is?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna get that one.
Can I also?
Sure.
I rolled a 4.
11? No. 9.
No dice.
Thanks.
Well, wherever there's an army, we go the opposite way, and I'm gonna start flying the opposite way.
All right. I mean, that's what you came here looking for. Are you heading back to the house, or are you just going the opposite way?
I'm now gonna start to look for the lost city. Silent City.
The Silent City.
That I seem to remember traveling to, but it's hard, unless you really inhale a lot of vapors. It's hard. You tend to just have to stumble upon it. But I'm gonna try and work my way in, and that's the secret to the Silent City. If you're really looking for it, you'll never find it. So I'm actually looking for the Loud City.
Are you saying this out loud?
What is the
Yourself?
Silent City?
brilliant.
Yes, the Silent City. I once learned, the memory of it really fades, but they taught me some very important information that came in handy once or twice for saving the world.
So it's like a city of sanctuary?
Sanctuary, and you'll see when we get there.
Well, I was trying to help you find it, but if you're going to be obtuse, all right, fine.
It's less obtuse and more I can't really remember. You often leave without memory of the place.
How long does this sniffing stuff last? And are we going to fall if it wears off?
No, don't you worry. I'm very powerful right now.
I'm just going to shut my eyes. I can't deal with this.
All right.
I'm just clinging onto him.
As you start leaving the army, and there are many bright-colored ribbons and banners start to fade back, the color ekes away from them, and you head off into this flat, bright white landscape with a black, starless sky overhead. And as you keep going, everything else is gone. The army vanishes over the horizon, and it's just this endless landscape. Until, after what feels like hours, you see a hill in the distance, and on it are towers and gates and roads and battlements and homes and temples made all out of bright white marble with black veins running through them, black veined marble. And not, as you get closer, you can see not a single thing moves. The city is empty and arises from this featureless landscape, completely quiet, completely dead, and it is built in 7 tiers, and a great staircase leads all the way up, and up that staircase are 7 gates. And as you fly closer and closer, you start to fly lower and lower. And you're not sure if the magic is failing or if this city just doesn't have an up. and all it has are these 7 gates. Meanwhile, what were we calling it? The Hell Pit?
Meanwhile, in the hell pit,
Meanwhile, in the Hell
Yeah.
Pit.
things are going great.
Things are going great.
Yeah.
You've been climbing for a long time. It's
Networking.
Networking,
Yep.
meeting people, yeah, making contacts, handing out your card. And as you descend, you get closer and closer until finally you see at the very bottom of this pit, the pillow is sitting there and it seems to be a little bit wet and stained. There's a thin layer of liquid at the bottom. I'm just going to go ahead and say it's blood.
Oh, okay.
Could have led up to that, but it's blood.
Sure. Blood.
And once you get down to the very bottom, for the last few feet, there's no armor, there's no weapons, there's no rust. It's just blackness, a black void.
All right. Well, I'll listen for the tuning fork. Does it sound like it's coming from any specific direction?
It's coming everywhere. Roll a perception check.
Okay. That's not bad. Perception 14.
Okay. That noise has not changed, but it's been joined by a new sound. You hear the rattle of chains being dragged through this slosh. And you hear footsteps splash.
I am
splash.
going to cast invisibility on
Okay.
myself.
All right.
Yep. Which will last up to an hour with concentration. I
All right. The noise stops.
suppose. Okay.
You hear breathing.
I suppose I do have dark vision. Does that help?
Not really.
Okay. I hear breathing.
Yes.
Does it sound? Can I tell like what size of creature so it would be breathing wise? Like any particular anything notable about the breathing?
It's ragged. It's
Huh.
deep, ragged breaths.
All right. And it's coming from a certain direction.
Yes.
Okay. I am going to. I'm a little bit nervous about this, so I'm going to cast Mage Hand
Okay.
and use the Mage Hand to lift up the pillow
All right.
and toss it in the direction of the sound.
Okay.
The pillow with the light on it.
It splashes back into the blood. And it illuminates a shape. A tall, broad, armor-clad shape with its head hanging low. And from each of its arms dangles a chain made of that same blood-red metal the tuning fork was made. And the sound you hear, that emanation, is rising from the chains as they buzz and hum on the shadowy figure's arms.
That's not what I was looking for.
Meanwhile, you are approaching the silent city. It is, again, alone, vast, empty. As you fly closer, you get lower, closer and closer to the ground. What will you do?
Well, I know that the world is dead beneath feet that tread beyond the 7th gate.
What does that mean?
It means we won't be going past the 7th gate, Marcus. Otherwise we will die.
Okay.
Be wary. Keep your wits about you.
It doesn't look like there's anyone here, though.
There's people here.
It doesn't sound like there's people here. It doesn't look like there's people here.
What the bloody hell was the name of that dragon? I'm going to put both of them down and...
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to
Your
stand...
footfalls make no noise whatsoever. You feel like the earth should be crunching beneath you. And it is, but the only sound is the sound of your own voices.
Can I grow like you grew?
Yes, you just need to think it, believe it, will it into existence.
Believe it.
Yes, yes.
But I'm this tall.
What do you mean? Well, no, Marcus. Remember when you were a grown lad? You're 19, for God's sake. You're not a child anymore. Grow up.
You know, it wouldn't be the first time you've heard that.
I'm gonna think very hard about being a tree and growing.
Okay, roll a charisma check. Well, you're drifting.
4.
All right. The two of you stand beside a tree, the only other living thing that grows in this desolate plain. You are now a tree.
I am a tree.
You thought about growing like a tree?
Oh,
You grew like a tree.
Marcus, what the bloody hell have you done? Polymorph.
What do you turn him into?
A sheep. Oh, you idiot. Yes, calm. I'm gonna prick you with a needle.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
A crit fail.
Why the bloody hell did you turn yourself into a tree? All right.
I'm just running in circles, bleating.
What did you do to him?
Polymorph.
What do you polymorph him into?
Oh, Marcus, hopefully.
All right. Now you're your adult self.
You couldn't have just thought of yourself as older? Why did you think of yourself as a tree?
Well, I wanted to grow.
Yeah, what? Like
Trees
a bloody
grow.
oak tree?
I mean, I didn't want to expect to be turned into a tree. What is this place?
No.
I haven't experimented with the
You
magic like you have.
turned him into a tree, says like 1 foot tall Faden.
Yes,
Itty
Faden,
bitty
I did.
Child Triton Faden.
And Faden, think of a boat.
No, Faden, don't think of a boat.
Boat?
A boat.
I'll think of a boat. All right.
All right. Roll a charisma check. Unmodified.
2.
A tiny toy sailboat is now sitting on the ground in front of you.
Oh shit! I didn't think. Oh my
Wait,
god!
in front of me, or I am the sailboat?
In front of you.
In front
you
of
didn't
me.
say, I think of being a boat. You said, I think of a boat.
I made a boat.
Why didn't I conjure up a tree?
Because you thought of being a tree, presumably.
This place is nuts.
Faden, just think of growing up to be an adult. Very hard. Growing taller and taller and taller until...
I think of growing up to be an adult
Okay.
and how he wasn't there. And it was just my mom, but I did it and I was
Roll a
strong.
charisma check.
13.
Faden vanishes.
What? Did she imagine being in the air?
You are now underwater in your home, a powerful protectress of your people, and your mom is there, and you're out swimming in the trenches, the literal trenches, hunting on patrol for the minions of the One Flesh.
Well, this seems right.
I'm just.
Ma, I
feeling
just
the air
had the
where he was.
weirdest dream.
Not now, dear. They could be anywhere.
You're right. I'm sorry.
What the hell?
She probably thought of her home. Your mind is a very powerful tool, Marcus. Don't let it go to waste. Anything you can conjure up with your mind can often come to reality.
I'm just not going to think of anything.
Well, don't keep your mind void. You'll disappear from reality. Just think of yourself, please. Anyway, we've got to figure out how to get past this first gate.
As
I
you
am
stand,
Marcus. I am Marcus.
You are
I am
Marcus, yes.
It's me, Marcus. Hi, Marcus. It's me, Marcus.
the gate before you rises incredibly tall. The steps that lead up this city towards the seventh gate are not sized for you. They're sized for giants. And the gate itself appears completely empty. It looks like the doors are open, but you know there's more to it than that. And carved into, in beautiful, emerging from it fresco, is a great horned dragon with wicked eyes, a hungry, slavering jaw, and on its chest, a terrible gouge. And emerging from the gouge, 2 claws, as if something's reaching out from the inside.
Should I even be thinking about that?
It's fine. I believe I remember how to get past the first gate, but I can't remember why or what his name was.
What, you need to say the name of the dragon?
Something like that. Yes.
Phil?
Phil.
It's not Phil.
It's
I don't
not
think it's
Phil.
Phil.
There's no.
It's Phil.
You don't hear anything, but you feel a deep growl in your chest. It's like it never reaches your eardrums, but it reverberates.
I think I'm becoming the dragon.
No, you're not becoming a dragon. The
What if
dragon is here watching us.
What if I did become the dragon?
Well, if you think about being a dragon, you'll probably become a dragon if you think it hard enough.
Would it help?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm quite new to this, Marcus. Only been adventuring for 20 years.
I'm not going to be thinking about it. I'm thinking about Marcus.
Yeah, of course, yes.
All right.
Well, as these are gates made for titans and giants, I'm going to think of myself as a titan and giant. I am Tiberius Wonderstave, the greatest sorcerer to ever walk the earth. It's only right and fitting that I should be the same size as these gates.
All right. And now you are.
Yes. Yes. What is your name?
You hear a voice, a deep, burning, cruel, and gleeful growl going, now that's how I remember you. Meanwhile, in the pit of doom.
So I've been thinking long and hard about this.
Time works
And-
differently here.
I've decided that, clearly we're here, and that those chains are made of whatever the tuning fork was made of. I bet if I could get him to give me one of those chains, I could find someone to make me a tuning fork. Maybe a couple tuning forks. I could give one to the lady. I could keep a few for myself. I could sell a couple, maybe.
We're asking the big questions
A
here.
lot of tuning forks, right? So I've decided that he looks threatening, but if there's one thing I believe more firmly than anything else in the world is that everyone in the world loves my music. And so I am going to go and trade him a wonderful song for one chain. And so I step up tall and walk towards him and say, "Excuse me, my fine sir. I would love to trade you a wonderful song for just one of your chains there. It's a metal that's very interesting to me."
She looks up at you through stringy black hair.
I meant ma'am.
And under her
I could-
eyes
ma'am?
are bags like she's exhausted. The flesh has sunk into her face. And her eyes dart as she looks at you and sniffs the air at you.
I can tell you're tired. You need to pick me up, and you need to drop one of those chains. I'm sure they're really heavy. Anyway,
Are you real?
absolutely. You're real too, aren't you?
You smell real.
Thanks. I can't smell it. Can I smell you?
You smell blood.
I smell blood. Everyone likes a great song, though.
I don't care.
Oh, I don't know about that. And I pull out my instrument. I'm like, let's go. You
Let's
ready?
go. Let's see how this goes.
And
Let's roll this
play-
performance check.
I play a happy, energetic, uplifting tune.
What do we do?
And it's 17.
All right. All right. She listens, and this odd look comes over her, like she's remembering something that she hasn't heard in a long, long time. You can tell she's sort of going along with it. It's not
Yeah.
joy is not the emotion that you would say. Just some emotion is going through her. I can't give you these chains.
No? Well, here's the thing.
Wait.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Oh.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, you can let me go. You can awaken me. Yes.
I mean, I just need it. You already look awake. I'm trying to pep you up a little bit, but I just need one of those chains, really.
I've been dreaming for years. While things hunt me,
Yikes. Well, I don't want to.
trying to drag me back.
Down here?
Yes.
Let's go.
I need your blood.
Oh, that's going to be a little bit tricky because I need my blood too. So, how about I can tell my first song had an effect. I can play another one. I can give you a little one half-elf show.
You can
will never
make
forget.
this prison less horrid, but no song in your power will free me from it or break these chains. Only the blood of Wanderstave can release me.
Well, I mean, I know a Wanderstave, but I'm not Wanderstave.
I smell it on you. You don't think I recognize that magic? The magic that split me from my body those years ago? The magic that has sealed me here ever since? It's in your blood, child.
Snap.
Wait a second. No, because, I mean, I've been hanging out with him a lot lately. And, we shook hands a couple times. So maybe like a little bit rubbed off or something like that on me. But I don't think it's my blood.
I would know that anywhere.
I mean, my father was some sort of like, I don't know. My mom was an elf. I know my dad was human, but, come on. What are the chances?
I don't know your story, half-elf. I don't know where you came from. I don't know where you've been, but I know blood. And it flows in your veins. That same accursed magic is in you, and only that magic can release me. Spill your blood, and the chains are yours.
I think maybe I'll go look for, because if they had metal to make those chains, they probably got some somewhere else. Don't worry about it.
She lunges forward, and the chains stop, and her arms snap unnaturally as she gets just right in your face.
Whoa! And I back up a couple steps. Like, that does not look comfortable. And I thought we were getting somewhere with this. I can see now why you can't drop those chains. But you know what? I was after a tuning fork anyway. And those chains, again, like somebody made them out of that metal. I'm sure I can find more of that metal somewhere else. Do you know where I can find some? I don't know. I'm asking you.
Meanwhile,
That's amazing.
I'm trying to recall the name of this dragon.
well, you hear it again. It says, that's how, oh, you don't remember. Time has been unkind to you, old friend.
Time is always unkind to us who aren't dragons.
Who is it?
I'm trying to remember that, Marcus.
Who is it, Tiberius?
I'm trying to remember that.
Who's this little one?
Well, my grandson. To take your grandson to work.
You've been off breeding in the mortal world, have you?
Yes. I'm trying to.
How much does your little boy of your little child know about this, huh?
A lot. I know a lot.
Oh, what do you know?
Your name.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Jim.
And you feel the ground shake beneath your feet, but there is no sound. And you feel the air grow hot. Wanderstave, you loosed me once from this gate, long enough to share some secrets with you. I can't tell you how good it is to have you back. I've never felt this close to freedom. Why don't you stick around for a while and see if it comes back to you?
Yes, I think I will. Maybe if I had some more Mordain vapor. You got any Mordain tea around here in the Silent City?
Nothing grows here.
Yes, I know that. What about the library? Is the library still here? The library, the knowledge that I seek.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Past the 7th gate.
Oh, the 7th gate. Like I'm bloody getting past that one. Listen, I'll try and free you, old friend. If only I could remember your name.
I'm just going to think really hard of Mordain tea.
Sounds delicious. And the air is starting to grow hot. And you think you see the statue shift for a moment. You know what else it is about being imprisoned here for longer than even your mind could comprehend? You start to miss things like like taste. You know how long it's been since I actually tasted anything?
Sure, probably quite some time. Yes. There's a hunting party not far from here.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. Gathering under the banner of some warlord, probably some Underlord Uzul or something of those kinds.
Roll a d20.
3.
Nothing happens.
That's always a bad sign.
The air gets hot again. You almost feel wind on you as if a wing just beat.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just, no, stay right there. I don't need a hunting party, old friend. There's plenty to eat.
No, I think you might. Marcus,
What?
I'm going to reach down and pick him up. We're off. I'll see you later, old
stay.
friend.
I can tell there's some information you need, something you've lost and you need it back so badly. I'm sure if you just linger a little longer, it'll come to you.
Yep, well, goodbye. I'm going to cast Shockwave back off of the door to launch us backwards.
And you just go soaring through the air, just
Yeah.
absolutely flying. Your fly spell kicks right back. Meanwhile, in the trenches of the underwater city, what is Faden up to? Off on your own little field trip.
At this point, I think, like, based on you describing where she was, and she's like this stronger version of herself with her mom and everything, like, she's digging this, and I think it's become more real to her than real life.
Okay.
She no longer, like, this is the she likes this version better. That's her mom. She's home. None of this nonsense with her dad went down or whatever. Like, oh, that was all a terrible dream.
Okay.
So she's probably off in the trenches trying to embrace this being real and listening to whatever her mom says. Like,
All right.
oh, yeah.
Well, she's not telling you any stories about your father. It's all other happier matters. No, I forget. Was your mother a nobility or was she a priestess?
She was like a priestess and then had a love affair
Right.
after he saved our people from the Kraken.
Yes. Again, by collapsing the continental shelf and burying it. But that's the thing with the creatures of the one flesh. Any piece of them survives and it goes off to make something smaller and horrible. And so your people were absolutely saved from its mental powers. But its offshoots, I don't even want to say offspring, have plagued you ever since. And nobody mentions, again, in this version of your home, nobody mentions how it happened. They're just grateful that it happened. They don't resent the fact that they have to hunt all these horrors in the deep. It's just a part of life. And if the goddess can wrestle with the one flesh for the last several hundred years at the roots of at the very bottom of the ocean and the roots of the earth, it is very little for them to do what part they can as well. And that's sort of where you fit in as well. You're a very important part of that. Without you, they would never be safe.
Okay. So I'm with like as much dedication and gusto as possible. I'm just embracing this dream, believing it's real and like
Great.
hunting.
Yeah. So a few years go by. Go ahead and just paint whatever that looks like.
Oh my
and
goodness.
We'll,
a few years go by. I've been really dedicated at the church and maybe gone up a couple ranks. My mom's really proud of me. I've even got a boyfriend for the first time in my life who I'm really deeply in love with. He might, spoiler alert, he's not real.
what does he do?
He makes tridents. He's a blacksmith.
Great.
And he, he and I met when I came back from a successful raid and I needed my trident to be fixed. And it was just, love at first sight. And we've been inseparable ever since. And he repairs all the weapons for all of the military services now while I go out and do
Sure he does.
raids. And,
It's like that Rick and
we're
Morty
talking
episode.
about having a family someday. And my mom really likes him. And
And he's willing to put his career on hold whenever you need him, whether it be
right, like he
emotionally
fully
or, like, there
supports
to
me
help
being
you
a part
out.
of the military and him being the one who wants to stay at home and make like weapons and stuff, which is like a nice sort of synergy.
I think it'll work out.
I think so too. I think so too.
Good.
I think you have a bright future together.
His name is Corvin.
Corvin. All right.
Corvin.
The word be dragged out of a body so chunkily.
I was like, I don't have a name. Corvin.
Corvin.
Is that one V or V? All right, great.
Vivorian.
In Dream World, that made total sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Corvin is a normal name.
All right.
And totally how regular male Triton names go.
You know, if there's any member of this party who really didn't need more trauma, it was Faden.
Yeah. Well,
All right. Well, meanwhile, in the pit of doom,
Oh yeah. The gears in Bendis's head have been turning, and he starts to feel like this is seeming kind of familiar, what she's saying and all that. And he kind of, when she lunges forward, he after he recovers himself, he kind of walks around the side and checks out her hands. Does he notice anything interesting about them?
yeah, one of them's flat out missing.
All
And
right.
you see like scars around it and traces of that same red metal, but the hand is otherwise gone.
He kind of nods to himself a little bit, and he goes, Hotan?
It seemed to breathe some sort of life in her, and her head sinks for a moment. That was a yes. She didn't say
yes.
it, but in the dream state, you are aware that is a yes.
Like, okay, well, everyone thinks you're dead. Apparently you're not.
I wish I was.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be happy to arrange that. Unfortunately, I think I should probably be going now, but it was lovely to meet you. You know, actually, before I go, how did you get here? I've heard it from the other side. I would love to get the story from your side as well. I'm writing this epic, and so I'm following around the greatest sorcerer who've ever lived. I think you've met him. His name is Tiberius Wanderstave. You have, yeah, okay. You are Hotan, aren't you? Yeah, okay. So, you know, since we're here, and since we've got a little bit of time, apparently, would you mind telling me what happened? I would love to hear your side of the story. And I pull out my journal and are you ready? A safe distance away.
Where would you like to begin?
Well, you were trying to conquer the world or something like that. You were very, very naughty. What did you have in mind there?
Very naughty.
Well, first off,
I'm excited about Bendis is just like, yes, this is great. I can't believe I'm getting to talk to him.
do you two want to eat while we do this?
sure.
And then we'll go back to the Silent City.
Sure.
And we'll go on there. All right.
Does this involve me in the sea as well?
Why don't you eat as well?
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So, let's begin.
Do you know how I lost my hand?
Vaguely, but no.
I was a child of Masru.
Okay, Master, been there, yeah.
Yes.
Lived there for a little while. Yep, kicked us out. Anyway,
Oh, you two?
yeah,
Yes.
it's going around.
I was a child of Masru. I was without mother or father. I
Bummer.
took to the streets to find what food I could. And the price of theft there, the Garden Queen caught me stealing to feed myself, had my hand cut off, and I was
Really?
banished. Yes.
They did that in Masru?
Yes.
They don't still do that in Masru, do they?
I wouldn't
I mean,
know.
you
I haven't
would-
been there for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard of that being done lately, but I would hope not. That seems kind of barbaric, doesn't it? I mean, I guess I don't have to ask you, but anyway, continue.
So I went out into the wilderness on my own, and I found a place with the Humus tribes. I was good at fighting.
Hummus.
I was very good. And
With one hand.
yes,
Wow.
yes.
Cool.
And so she explains to you little bits and fragments and pieces
Sure.
how she proved herself as a warrior and just sort of joined up with whoever would take her, going on raids and pillaging and fighting as a mercenary when she had to. But she never forgot her original home, the place that took her hand and
Right.
banished her. And in her journeys, she came across a crow after a particularly violent battle when the corpses of her foes were strewn across the field. There was a crow, and it lighted on her shoulder, and she had a vision of a great battlefield over 5 rivers where black iron hordes clashed against dead-faced soldiers. And the great lord of that host spoke to her and promised her an army and power and vengeance. And so when she accepted it and the crow left, her arm was marked with the feathers of the crow. And every time that she overcame an enemy and took their life in battle, another feather would appear. And when her arm was covered, a hand of living iron grew from the stump. And by that sign, she went out and gathered the Humus tribes together. And the crow would come and it would whisper to her, and it shared battle strategies and tactics with her until she took these disparate warring clans and formed them into a single organized horde, an army with discipline and tactics. And she rode out against Masru to conquer it. And after Masru, the rest of the cities of Amon Karak, where the garden queens and the river kings lived in their luxurious palaces, while the rest of the plainsfolk were left to deal with the monsters and depredations of the wilderness. And once she gathered them together under her banner, that is when the garden queen panicked, because she knew she was outmatched, and she called from across the land to the accursed sorcerer Tiberius Wanderstave.
That's fascinating. Thank you. But so your answer to having your hand cut off when you were a child was to become a warlord, gather all these tribes, and then once you took out all the cities, once you conquered everything, what was the plan then? Was there a plan or just revenge?
I don't know what part I would have played after that. I would have done my part. I'd have figured it out from there. Any ending at that point would have been satisfying.
I see.
Once we knocked the kings and queens from their thrones and opened their treasuries and spilled out their wealth, I don't care what they did with it. I never wanted it. I just didn't want them to have it.
I see. And you mentioned earlier that you think I'm related to Wanderstave?
I know you're related.
How do you know?
It's in your blood.
See, I grew up in the royal courts of Elmspire. And I went to the college there, and my mom was like, she was part of the court. I'm part of the royal family. And my father was a human, like, general or something, but he was killed long ago defending nobly my homeland.
I've never traveled to Elmspire. I've barely ever spoken with an elf in my life. There's only a few things I know about Tiberius Wanderstave. One, he has traveled the world wielding powerful magic in his wake. And
True.
Two, the first time that he met me, he tried to get into my pants.
That sounds about right. That Wanderstave is quite the wandering stave, you know what I mean?
And if I had to wager a guess, I would say that was not the first time that has happened.
Probably not.
He is a bit of a slut.
He sure is. So you're saying he might have, and then, well, my mother couldn't suffer the embarrassment of that happening in the royal court, but still. I think I'm going to need more evidence, but that would be amazing. Like if I was
I can give you evidence.
Really?
Yes.
All right, let's see it.
It was the magic of Wanderstave that split me from my body,
Okay,
cut my waking self and my dreaming self apart,
sure.
and sealed me here.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So it is the blood of Wanderstave that can loose these chains. So if your blood melts these chains, he's the father.
The most intense episode of Dr. Phil there's ever been.
So Bendis is thinking about this, and the chains look pretty thick.
Yes.
So I don't believe, Bendis rather, doesn't believe that he's the son of Wanderstave, but he's curious enough. He's like, well, if I just prick my finger and put a little blood on there, those are big links. It's not going to melt the whole thing. It's just going to sizzle a little bit or something like that, and then I'll know. I won't release her. I know she's bad, but I kind of am curious. I'm very curious. I have to know this. If I don't know, I'm just going to be thinking about it all the time. Okay, well, all right. I'm going to pull out my one of my crossbow bolts that I carry with me. And I'm going to be like, all right, I'm like, you're not going to like lunge at me again, right? We're gonna test this. I don't know if I want to release you. It seems like a bad idea, but I want to kind of test this. So I'm just gonna use a tiny bit. Okay, can you scoot to the side?
And she holds up her arm, the one with no hand.
Okay.
And the blood iron manacles hang down towards the pool of blood in the infinite darkness below.
All right. I'm glad I don't play a stringed instrument. I'm gonna prick my finger, just tiny little bit of blood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just touch one of the links and look.
All right. The blood, as it touches, it hisses and sizzles. And it glows red hot.
I just turn away from her and just tell myself, I'm not Bendis Rambletoon. I'm Bendis Wanderstave.
Meanwhile, in the Silent City,
Lord.
Oh boy.
We're flying in the air, me and Marcus.
Tiberius, was that dragon about to come alive?
It was already alive, boy. You just couldn't see it. It was about to snap out of us.
Well, can we go back?
I shot us away so fast, my robe's almost come off. Bloody, just give me a second.
it happens.
Can we?
What?
Are we going back?
No, we were gonna go back to the Silent City, that is.
Right? No, that's what I meant.
There.
But what are you gonna do? Just keep going back until you randomly remember what the dragon's name is?
No, we can kill him.
We want to kill the dragon.
Marcus, you're better than this. Think of yourself as a giant warrior. Someone who's protected the people of Mosru, the town scar, but something much more. The blood of Wanderstave runs in you. You're powerful. Continue down the path of adventuring. Eventually, you'll be as powerful as me, capable of defeating deities, if you deem it. Now, where's my staff? And I'm going to materialize my staff of power that I once had.
Yeah, it's
and
there
throw
now.
up my hood.
I'm gonna close my eyes and think about me as imagine myself. He said slaughtering deities, so I'm imagining myself battling with imaginary gods, and at a titanic kind of scale with an enormous hammer, and almost as if I am there.
All right. Roll a charisma check.
Jesus, I thought that was another crit fail. 7s and 1s, they look deceptively similar. That is a 8.
8. All right. Well, you're not a titan like your father, but your armor has this golden trim to it, and runes appear on your war hammer, and you definitely feel you're standing a little bit taller. And
Well, this is something, right?
Well, not quite good enough for who we're about to face.
Well, I did the best I could do.
Not quite good enough. Hammer your hammer.
I give him my hammer.
Attempt to enchant it with some fiery energy, imbuing it.
roll an intelligence check, just an unmodified intelligence check.
It's a 1.
Oh, no.
All right. You place your hand on it, and it just bursts into incredibly hot, white hot fire. You can barely hold it for the heat. It surges with power.
I can't wield this, Tiberius.
You can wield it, boy. You've always had it in you.
It's hot.
Stand up to it. Picture yourself holding it, stalwart, protecting the people, the nation.
I imagine.
Imagine yourself wielding this hammer, sweeping it against armies of thousands and tens of thousands who might come to try and attack you.
Yeah, I'll get them. I'll get them all.
Yes, you will. Yes.
I can get them.
We're about halfway there. When you open your eyes, you've got oven mitts on, and so it's a little bit more manageable.
That'll help.
Yes, a little bit. I don't think we can fight him in your state.
No, I'm trying.
I know you are.
Tiberius.
I know you
I don't
are,
know what to
Marcus.
do. I haven't been in a place like this before.
It's okay. I should be good enough. All right, let's go back in. I'm going to grab you by the scruff of your neck, and I'm going to go flying straight back in.
All right. You stand once again before the first gate of the Silent City, the statue of the stone dragon leering down at you.
Should I smack it?
Not yet. Let me do the talking for a short while. Hello again, old friend. You going to let us pass now, or is it
Is
going to
that
get
why you're
messy?
here? You just want to come through? You just want to go for a walk?
a little bit of a warrior. So you know why I'm here, seeking knowledge and all that business, like I was many years ago.
That I've got.
Yes, yes.
But
he
you
did.
look like you're spoiling for a fight. Look at him.
He's trying.
Big
he's trying
glowing
his best.
hammer in the works and a nice new staff in your hands, fresh from wandering. Ah.
Is he taking the piss?
Do you
Yes.
remember what happened last time you tried to fight me?
Well, I caused that gaping wound in your chest, didn't I?
You see the claws in the stone creak a little bit, and a pair of glowing eyes, burning blue eyes, gazes at you from inside the crack inside of its heart.
What the hell is that, Tiberius?
Don't worry about it, boy. It'll pass like all things to come. All right. How are we doing this?
Oh, hold very, very still,
Yeah.
and we'll just run it back from the beginning like we did last time.
Sure, I'm not going to allow that. I'm going to cast lightning bolt down onto it.
Okay.
Straight off the bat.
Roll 8d6.
I don't have that many D6.
I have that many D6.
Help me.
How many do you need?
A lot more than 2. 6 more.
There are 6 D6.
Ooh, that's a lot of 5.
That's a roll. That is a great roll.
That is a roll.
The dice were not kind earlier on, but this is looking
That is
decent.
a roll.
That seems subjective. We don't know why he's rolling all these.
I mean, hopefully for damage.
Yeah, that's 20, 32, 36.
I'm rolling a saving throw. I rolled a natural 12. His saving throw modifier on dexterity saves is +8. He got a total of 20. Ooh, you rolled 32, right?
Yep.
He takes 16 points of damage. Do you happen to have your miniatures? I really didn't think I was getting an opportunity to use this, but I've got him. I'm really excited.
No.
Yeah, I didn't keep my miniature from
All right,
last
that's
time, I
fine.
believe.
I'll just...
That's a big boy.
That's a
All
big
right,
boy.
so he takes half damage and he has lightning resistance. It just sort of crackles off. And as the flash of power, there's a flash of light as you reach out with the lightning bolt. And when it's gone, the gate is obscured by this massive, colossal red dragon. It is gargantuan. It stands up easily a posture with you. When it spread its wings, they eclipse the silent city. Its eyes are cruel. This massive gash on its heart glows with festering fell energy. It has been twisted beyond what a normal dragon should appear and is loose, and it looks at you with a hungry, gleeful, demonic fury in its eyes. Roll for initiative.
Oh.
Well, I did get a natural 1.
Yeah, I got a 1 as well.
I got a 9.
Okay.
I got a 3 overall.
Tiberius, go again. What do you do? No,
Well,
don't
what
roll
do I-
again. What do you do?
What do I do?
Yes.
A lot of options here. I'm going to summon a volcano.
I'm gonna summon a volcano.
As I once did before, to best many of my memories. You know, the memories are flooding back to me now. And I'm going to picture the erupting molten earth below us, churning violent energies coming together until it eventually erupts right below this dragon. And I'm going to picture this.
Okay, roll a charisma check with advantage.
Oh my word.
20.
Oh, nat 20.
Natural 20.
Nat 20.
Natural,
First roll, nat 20.
Natural 20.
See if you get 2 20s.
Nope.
Wild, though. It'd be wild.
It's I've seen it happen.
All right. You strike your staff on the flagstones
I've
of the
seen you seen it
silent
happen.
city, and it moves away from you. It just shifts, stretching out, receding into the distance, replaced instead as the earth ruptures open and just this fountain of magma bursts forth, engulfing the dragon in pure molten fire of the earth. And the dragon raises its head and roars in glee, completely unaffected by fire. That's what I remember. That's the sorcerer who came here. Now it's my turn.
Jesus, ever-loving Christ.
Didn't know I had it in me, Marcus, I'll be honest with you.
Is this the kind of stuff you used to do?
Yeah, something like that.
The dragon is now on top of the volcano that just erupted and receded outwards from you. Again, the land itself, reality stretching to accommodate this gigantic volcano. The dragon clings to the top of it like that one motherfucker from Fantasia, Chernobog, on top of a bald mountain. And it just leans down and roars, and a gout of hellish fire pours on you. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
I was going to be an 18.
21.
Knocked your hat off.
21?
Yep.
You fail.
What? Whoa! Hello.
Yeah, I'm failing that.
Okay.
That's a lot of dice.
And you turned my hammer into fire.
Well, it's pure bright fire.
That's what the intelligence check was for, by the way. That you
Right.
rolled a natural 1 on.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8,
So you've made my hammer
9,
bloody useless.
10d6. It's 7, 10, 22, 28, 31, another 10d6,
20d6.
30d6, 39, 49, 59, 68, 70,
Thank goodness things are going fine for me.
80,
What'd you pick a fight with the dragon for?
90,
Gotta get through, huh?
95, 98 points of damage.
98.
Wow.
Get
Wrecked.
You're a little stronger than normal because, you're dressed up as a titan, so you have quadruple your normal hit points.
Quadruple my normal hit points.
Yeah. And Sideshow, you have double. You both take 98 points of damage.
Oh my word.
98.
98 points of fire damage.
So divide by 4.
That'll work, yeah.
Yeah. I am dead.
No, are you really?
Are you dead or are you at 0?
0.
Okay.
You have quadruple your normal health.
Yeah.
He's a very
an
spindly
old-
wizard.
Sort of fragile man.
Holy moly.
50.
Yeah. All right.
That's nuts.
The dragon opens his jaws and breathes fire, and Tiberius goes from this titan with an arcane staff of power in his hand to your grandfather, a withered old man with most of his magic forgotten, most of his glory behind him, smoldering on the flagstones by your feet.
I immediately, even though I'm in intense agony as well, I'm gonna drop to my knees with my shield still up. I just look at my grandfather and shake him a little.
You're conscious but dying.
I leave it to you, Marcus.
I can't do it.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
No, I can't. We've got to leave.
Finish what I started long ago. Stand up to him. You're stronger than me, you just don't know it yet. I'm giving you the anime speech.
Believe in me who believes in you.
Yours is the hammer that will shatter the heavens.
Think of your friends and bring us to your aid.
Marcus, no. Tiberius, no. How do we get out
I
of here?
can't say that any louder without metagaming.
We need to
I already
leave.
did metagame.
I refuse to leave without the knowledge. Either that or it's a really bad trip.
Going with that. I'm having a great trip.
Josh, what do you do?
Finish it, Marcus.
I'm going to stand up and face the dragon. I already know that I've managed to turn myself into a tree. So in theory, this dragon doesn't even exist. This is all just in my head. I just have to be able to imagine it.
There is no spoon.
There is no spoon, quite precisely. There is no spoon. So I'm going to try and picture the dragon as like my little toy horse. It's just a toy. It's a little thing. It's in the distance. Reality's shifted. This thing's just a little plaything, a little fantasy in my imagination. Like when I would play pretend and smack things with my wooden sword. And so I'm gonna step in front of Tiberius and just run up and try and bat the dragon out the way.
Like it's a toy.
Like it's a toy. Just run up to it and bat it out the way.
Okay. Roll a charisma check. And then an attack roll.
Come on, man.
What is it?
Come on.
I don't really believe, Tiberius. I don't really believe. It's a 3.
Okay. It is an ancient gargantuan demonic dragon.
I guess it wasn't a toy.
Think of your friends. Think of your friends.
And you want me to roll an attack?
Yeah.
Slapped a dragon.
That is a 17 to hit.
A 17 to hit. You miss. You clatter against its scales, and it just exhales and goes, "Your grandfather didn't teach you anything."
No, he didn't.
Yes.
He was a dickhead.
That's what I liked about him.
Oh,
You
God, you too.
aren't real, but I am.
I'm a tree.
No.
This place is real. This place is older than the dawn. This place is older than this world. This is all that remains of the world before. And I am one of its keepers. And you are not in the 4 kingdoms right now. You're in the 5th. You've traveled to Dream, and you're going to die in Dream. Meanwhile, in the Pit of Doom,
Yes. So
you hear this sizzling as
Right.
you're having your moment.
So I'm like, I'm Bendis Wanderstave. And I'm like, I'm Bendis Wanderstave. And I look at my finger, I'm like, I'm Wanderstave. And I turn and I look at the chain.
It's shattering. Both of them are melting into molten iron and dripping off of her arms. And you can tell she's in horrible pain, but she's just, as it flows down her flesh.
I'm going to back up a couple steps and be like, now, I'm apparently I'm a Wanderstave. You called it. Good on you. I played you a great song, though, and I'm not that Wanderstave. I'm a different Wanderstave. You know, the Wanderstaves vary a lot in terms of the amount that you want to kill them, and I would imagine I am very low on that category because, I talked to you for a while. You haven't had visitors, and I'm gonna go.
Roll persuasion check.
I'm very persuasive. I am very persuasive. I rolled a 21.
Okay. She walks towards you, free and trembling with it, and says, "Run. Wake up. Run."
Which one?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm loose now,
Congratulations.
and I can smell it on you.
That I'm
Despair.
loose? Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Have you tasted despair recently?
not since. No. Not for a while. I'll see you around.
Get out.
All right. I'm gonna go and frantically climb up out of the pit.
All right. As you start climbing, the pieces of molten, rusted armor start to collapse, falling into the blood with a terrible splatter. You don't see her anywhere.
I know I'm a great climber. This is another thing where like I believe it because I've studied
Roll a
art of
charisma
acrobatics.
check. Do you want to roll acrobatics? Or you want to roll
Yeah,
charisma?
acrobatics. Let's do it. 17.
17? Yeah, you start scaling it even as it's rusty and crumbling under your feet, and the armor is just colliding and falling and filling the pit. And when you rise to the top and slam the trapdoor down, it just is gone. And it's one with the floor. And the house is on fire.
Not again. Crap. So I run to the room where they all were. Mm-hmm. See what's up. Do I see anything besides a room that is on fire?
Nope. The room is on fire, and you hear clattering hooves in the street.
I'm gonna run out the back door. Is there a back door? Do you remember there being a back door?
Yeah, there's a back door.
Okay, I'm gonna run out the back door. Oh my gosh! Is that what happens when I open the back door?
You hear that
Oh, out the back?
just everywhere.
Oh,
And you see the shadow of a horse with flaming hooves riding through the ruined, burning city of Masru. What do you do?
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm on drugs right now. I just start slapping myself.
Okay. You're just going to start slapping yourself?
Yeah.
All right. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. What's this? Okay, well, 5.
All right. Ow. 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 Has anything changed for Faden? What's going on in Faden's life right now?
The life that is
How are things with
the past couple of years.
Koro Vivan?
Korovavan. Korovavan. Our relationship's progressed. We're getting married, actually. But I'm having my second thoughts. But he mostly supports my career. But I'm going on a very big raid, and he's not really excited about me going because it's very, very dangerous. But I know that this is the most important monster we've ever fought. And if I don't go, I'll be letting down my god and my people. And everyone here might die. And I might die. Somehow I know that. So I'm going, and I'm going to fight the biggest monster that we've ever fought. And he mostly supports me. But he wants me to know he's got a bun in the oven. He's a male seahorse, and somehow that makes sense in this world and is normal.
That checks out.
Because it's a dream.
All right. So you're
So
gathering.
I'm gathering a group of Tritons. My mom's too important to go, but I'm the highest ranking one to go, and this is my big mission, and this is the biggest fight yet, and
Okay.
I have to do this.
All right. You go out mounted on a seahorse, but not one related to your boyfriend. It's a cousin of his. And
Weird.
and you and your strike force set out to do battle. Speaking of doing battle, how are we doing over here? Roll a death saving throw.
That's a 3.
You have one failure. The great dragon sweeps its tail. What's your armor class?
Mine.
Yes.
18, but I would cast shield, so 23.
23. I only need a 5. That's very good.
Oh my word.
I rolled an 8.
Oh, come on.
It strikes you with its tail.
Oh my word.
You take 19 points of bludgeoning damage. Again, you have, I think you said double your normal hit points.
Yes.
And it hurls you across
How much damage?
19.
Wonderful.
Are you up?
Yes, I'm on 7 HP.
Okay. And as it knocks you across, it'll say, now the interesting thing about being in Dream is that under normal circumstances, the worst that happens is permanent mental scarring. But your father knows a thing or two about cutting people off while they're in Dream. And with all that Mordain vapor you've had, that's about where you're at.
What do you mean, cutting
How'd you-
people off?
Yeah, how'd you like to be roommates with Hotan?
Hotan is here? I wouldn't really like that at all.
Well, that's too bad.
Why?
Maybe I'll be merciful. Maybe I'll just eat you instead. I wouldn't want to inflict that sort of fate on you.
Why are you doing this? Who are you?
I'm a dragon of the world before. I am one of the ones who scourged the fiends from this earth when they overwhelmed the dawn before they were 4 kingdoms. My hunger knows no bounds. I was loosed like a dog by the sovereigns on this earth, and then chained here to be the keeper of the world before. And now that I'm loose for a moment, because of your father, I'm going to have a little fun, and I'm going to remember what meat tastes like. What do you do?
I think this is what Marcus would do. You just told him that you're going to sever his mind and his body and eat him. And yet but you also said that under normal circumstances, you just inflict heavy mental scarring.
Yeah.
Marcus is heavily contemplating whacking himself in the head with a warhammer to avoid being eaten.
Oh my god.
It's your turn. Chat says frag the kid.
Of course they do.
No, I'm gonna run over to Tiberius and just start trying to drag his body away from the dragon. I'm just in panic mode.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening. I don't understand this kind of stuff. I'm just acting as if it's the real world and it's self-preservation time. I'm just trying to get away.
All right.
But I'm taking my granddad with
The
me.
dragon is so huge, one of its steps could easily take it back in range, and all the progress you'd have would be lost. And it's just letting you drag him, watching you, stretching its wings after being trapped for so long, enjoying watching you flee. And you hear the sound of a distant, odd horn. Faden, roll for initiative.
18.
18.
Oh, wait, I have a negative on my initiative, so I lied. 16.
All right. As you descend into the depths of the reef, beneath the continent of Tamrian, which was ripped from the earth and slammed atop the one flesh by the goddess, and in whose warrens the horrible things from the outer dark dwell. And as you go through these twisting tunnels, you start to see a sickly, awful light. And up ahead, you can see the shadows of this horrendous monstrosity, this parasite feasting upon the life essence of the world. And you rally your troops and you charge in towards it. Meanwhile, a bunch of Tritons on seahorses just flying through the sky arrive at the edge of the silent city, blowing their horns and charging into battle. And the great dragon takes a look at you and then turns and just sort of gives them a look.
Destroy the unholy!
Faden, what do you do?
So believing this to be a piece of, I'm sorry.
That's fine. The one flesh.
The one flesh. I was like, the big meat.
Yeah.
That's canon now.
That's good.
Sorry. So believing this to be like a piece of the monster of the one flesh, like with all of my army of dream seahorses, we would charge in, making holy warfare against it in the name of Liban.
All right. What sort of attack do you want to use? All of
I
your
will.
dream shadows will follow your lead.
I will use. I'm not an attacky type. Okay, I'm gonna cast Shatter at the 3rd level.
Okay. You are like the high priestess of Liban. So
Okay.
as you raise your trident, this deafening crack of thunder roars across. You cast it at 7th level.
Oh shit.
Oh.
So it's a con 15 saving throw.
It's going to be a little bit higher than that. But
Okay.
This bastard has.
And it would have taken.
I rolled a 5. He saves.
He saves?
Yeah.
Okay, so he still takes half damage. A creature.
How many dice?
Oh, wait. Is he made of inorganic material such as stone or crystal? No.
He's made
Okay.
of dragon, though he doesn't look like that to
Okay, I
you.
don't know if maybe he was like a stone dragon. Shooting in the dark. Anyway, okay. 3D on a fail save, half so not damage on a successful one. So 3d8 plus for level 2, 4d8 for level 3, and 1d8 for every level above. So above
78 damage.
So add 5 to, so yes, 8d8.
8d8.
actually.
The average roll on a d8 is 4.5, so 27 points of damage. No, 36 points of damage divided by 2 is 18.
Okay,
Because he made a save.
cool.
He takes 18 points of damage. Meanwhile, you are climbing up. You are in this burning house, the burning wreckage of Masru. You heard this horrible whinnying scream, and you were just slapping yourself trying to wake up.
Yep, that's right.
What would you like to do?
This is a bad trip, but it seems very convincing. I'm gonna just. So if I open the door, I don't. What do I see? If I peek outside,
What do you expect to see? Do you have any expectations?
I've been hearing like this screech or whatever. I imagine, and I've been hearing like hooves and stuff like that. So I would imagine I would see like a bunch of like riders on horses or something like that.
You open the door.
Yeah.
You see the vast sweeping plains of Iman Karak. And you see a great horde of the Humus tribes riding broken and scattered, fleeing in terror, turning upon each other, ripping each other apart with their bare hands. Some of them are just weeping uncontrollably in the fields and on the hills. And you see riding through them over the air a great coal-black horse with flaming hooves. And on its back is a figure shrouded in dark robes, bearing a scepter, a winged scepter of black ice. And a pale blue light emanates from its hood as it just speeds off into the distance. And where it goes, the horde tears itself apart, collapsing, grieving, giving up, taking their own lives. And frost, though the horse rides with fire, steam rises from its hooves as frost coats the earth in unholy patterns beneath it.
Do I see any place to hide?
Yes, there's a bush nearby.
Oh yeah, I will very slowly step outside the door because it's burning inside. I will close the door quietly, and I will hide in the bush.
All right. Roll stealth.
14.
14. All right. You hide in the bush as you just hear the Humus tribes killing each other, weeping, screaming in terror, and just going completely to shit.
I'm just like, I can play music. I can music my way out of pretty much any situation, but I think I'm just going to sit this one out.
Tiberius, roll a death saving throw.
7.
That's 2 failures.
These have not been good for us today.
As your grandson drags you bleeding across the silent city. The dragon reaches out with one of its claws. I rolled a 19. You take 17 slashing damage.
I am unconscious on the floor.
All right. It seizes you and drags you away from your... You're not unconscious, but your
Right.
bloody vision, barely coherent, drags you with a horrible scraping sound across the marble surface of the silent city, separating you from your grandfather. As it turns to look up at this...
I see it do this,
I
think it's like a seahorse or something.
Yeah, it's like a kraken monstrosity, and it's grabbing people. Roll a perception check.
Oh, I don't notice things. Oh, wait, I have a really good modifier. Maybe I notice things. 12?
The people who are battling this awful kraken spawn look very familiar, but like years and years and years ago, like from the edge of your memory or maybe a dream. It's odd.
I can't shake. I would like... No, can I tell that like one of the people's unconscious?
They're both.
They're both unconscious?
They're both like on the verge of...
Okay,
utter
I would
defeat.
instruct a couple of my minions, like my horde, to like go help save them while I'm like charging at this thing.
Okay. All right.
Because I think I have an army.
Yeah, it's rearing up and it's facing you like with... It's just a gigantic beak and tentacles and awfulness.
We're like, no one has ever defeated the Triton people, and you will not start now.
What do you do?
And I like, since you said it, like kind of the tentacle beast that I can see anyway, like opened its mouth and like, bleh, so I would try. Wait, I'm underwater in my mind, right?
Correct. And you're very high level.
Okay. Can you call a storm cloud underwater?
No, you can call a maelstrom.
Can I call lightning out of a mouth?
Yeah. We'll allow that.
Okay. Then I would call lightning.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use a 3rd level slot. That's what I got.
All right, that's going to be fewer dice than the other spell, so why don't you roll it this time?
Okay.
Instead of just taking the...
Okay. Because that one's a Dex 15 saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you want me to roll to hit? Or
No,
roll the damage,
I roll the
rather.
save, but you roll the damage. And you're
okay.
using a level 7 spell slot, so deal 6d10 damage.
Okay. Cool.
I succeeded on my saving throw, and I have lightning resistance, so I will take a quarter of the damage.
See, I asked you if those stacked that way when we played, and you told me they didn't. Because I succeeded and I had fire resistance. Okay, anyway. Maybe not. I might have been wrong. I maybe made things up. I might have just slandered you, Doa.
I totally forgot anything like that ever happened.
10, 15. I'm starting to question the integrity of this die. That's 3 5s in a row. And a 1. So
Well, those actually should be d10s.
those
for
should be
call
D10s?
lightning.
They
Yeah.
should
Do you
be
want a
D10s.
D10?
I take it all back. I have a D10. Thank you.
While you start rolling those, you are bloodied
8.
and feeble, and you can exert
16.
mental effort, but no physical action or spells.
26.
Roll a death saving throw.
35.
3.
3. You now have 1 failure. Is there anything else you wish to try to do with your
I'm really not a math person.
And what am I able to do in this
43.
state?
talk?
That's 8. It's
Talk.
51.
But I'm-
51.
But a quarter of that.
A quarter of that, so like a little more than, it's like 12 damage.
And I did it straight down its throat, but I wanted to do a bonus action as well if I could.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, wait,
You
I can't do a
contemplate your life.
spell as a bonus action, so never mind.
Correct.
I lied to you.
How far away am I from Tiberius? Am I within speaking distance?
Yeah.
Tiberius, don't you remember the song for the horse thing? Can't you call the horsey person?
Bleeding out on the floor, humming the tune.
Isn't he
of
unconscious if he's
Sudovin.
making death saving throws, or is he conscious?
They're bloody and barely conscious.
Okay.
They're able to talk. They're not able
Sweet.
to cast spells or take
I
actions.
love the spirit world.
I'm gonna hum the
Okay.
songs you reminded me.
All right.
Delirious.
As you cast your spell of thunder on the beast, the lightning echoes and arcs straight up. And then it arcs again and again and again and again. And then there are clouds, even though you're underwater. You see this just without the water. And the clouds part. And a great golden horse rides down. And on its back is a massive figure.
Oh, no.
Clad in brass armor with flowing blue hair.
That's wonderful.
Gigantic.
You just brought another
Spear.
enemy.
Fucking Vinda. The Wind Sovereign.
Yes.
Think you'll bring another one of your beasties, do ya?
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay.
This
I'm
is-
wise.
This is just
Oh, I crit failed.
well,
Oh, no.
it's not a beast of the one flesh. It's probably a titan or some other entity of the sovereigns, hopefully here to help you, because the beasts of the hungry dark are the foe of all life.
Liban has sent us a boon.
Are you hiding in the bush? Is there anything you'd like to do aside from
I
hiding
am
in the bush?
in the bushes, and from my pack, I pull out a pot of paint that I've been saving for a while.
Ooh.
And it's sealed with an odd wax that has an arcane sigil. And I'm thinking to myself, the trap door in the floor disappeared. The door to the house opened up to like a completely different place. And like doors are really weird here. And I have this paint. I'm gonna open it up, and then I'll crack the seal, open it up. I'm gonna dip my finger into the paint, and then I'm going to draw. I'm gonna the bush a little bit and draw the shape of a door on the ground.
Okay, what kind
With
of
a little
door?
handle. Just like a round kind of shaped door, the average, like round wooden door in a castle or something like that.
All right, there's now a wooden door on the ground.
I'm like, great. I'm like, I can't believe it. It works. I gotta get back. So I imagine the top of the mountain, and I just heave the door open. I look through.
You see the top of the mountain.
I'm like, yes, and I just hop through,
All right. You wake up.
holding the door behind me. Yeah,
Suddenly you burst awake,
great.
and you see the rest of the party in a complete trance, just sitting where they were around you.
All right, I'm gonna quickly run over and start slapping them all, just like down the line, just.
All right. As Vindur charges down from the sky, mortal scum! You take the steed of my favored son! Now the wrath of heaven is. This screaming god, this winged demon dragon, this horrible kraken, they all start to just shake and shimmer as. Is there anything? What do you do as you're just getting slapped around? Roll a death saving throw.
Not 20, baby.
Oh.
All right. As you snap awake and your dream self is pulled violently, you almost crossed death's threshold in the fifth kingdom of dream. But not only do you close that door, you're being violently torn back to your body. And everything reconnects for a moment. You're nowhere at once. You're everywhere at once. And everything reconnects for a moment. And you have a moment of clarity. And before you snap back to your body, you may say one thing. You have access to your whole life of knowledge for this moment.
I utter the name of the dragon.
A Shardalon. He vanishes.
So I've just been.
Roll a death saving throw.
Not 20 as well.
What the?
Scripted.
crap.
That's actually crazy. It is. It's a not 20
those
as well.
are good. Those are legit. All right. That kind of felt better. Your wounds aren't actually that bad. Whatever's smacking you around, the dragon
Smack of life.
freezes, roars in frustration and anguish, and the volcano recedes, and the city reassembles itself, and the gate is now once again part of the gate, and the gate is open. It looks exactly the same as before, but now the air beyond it is different. There's a faint red light playing across it.
And I can't see Tiberius still here.
Correct. Tiberius is gone.
Is
Am I
Vinder
here?
still here?
He's also gone. We're going to get to you in a moment.
Okay.
You're having a different cognizance here.
Ah.
You can either follow the slapping or do something else.
I'm going to take it in for a while. I'm going to take a look at I'm going to walk over to where Tiberius was. And kind of look at the floor.
There's no blood.
I'm going to head towards the gate.
Okay.
I know that Tiberius wanted to go towards the gate. If he has disappeared, he must be beyond that gate.
All right. You walk through the first gate. And
Can I see the dragon as the statue or anything
Yes.
at the beginning?
It's the statue, but its face that was like leering down in hunger is now gnashed in rage.
creepy looking motherfucker. And I just wander through the gate.
Be
Right.
brave, Atreyu.
He vanishes. Something very odd is the kraken withers and screams and then turns into a stone dragon that's built into a city that's completely underwater. And you just saw somebody walk through. Was that your nephew? Do you have a nephew? Everything is falling apart. What do you do? You can't even remember his name. And you wake up.
No.
The three of you
No. No. I will kill you.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're awake.
That was some amazing stuff. I went over. I'm like, Dad,
What?
Dad, or Grandpa, Dad.
I don't
You
know
stole me whole life from me.
what the hell just happened. I almost was trapped in the fifth realm.
Dad. I might have released Khotan.
I had a
What?
family.
What is going on? What did you do?
Wait, what?
Well, okay, so let me backtrack a little bit.
Wait, how do I know who Hotan is?
We were in that house, right? Remember when you were in the room? You guys were in the room.
That was years
I tried to get your
ago.
attention. Yeah, whatever. It was just like it's a few minutes ago. I went to another room. I opened up a door. I went down into a pit. I was looking for the tuning fork. I could hear it, right? So I went down there. Instead, I found a lady. She was chained up with some chains that sounded like the tuning fork, looked like the same metal. We talked for a while. She said she was Hotan. She said,
You freed Hotan?
You went looking
But
for the
there's
tuning
bigger
fork.
news. I might be related to you. I might be your son or grandson, depending. Probably.
Hotan, you bumbling fool!
Well,
Might
presumably
have been a bad
only a
trip,
son
too.
of yours could have freed Hotan.
It might have just been a bad trip. We don't know for sure. But by
Where's
any
Marcus?
chance,
Marcus is sitting next to you. He has not awoken.
I have a life.
I'm gonna slap him again.
Send me back.
Send you back. Have you got any more of the bloody tea that you tucked away?
I spilled it on the ground.
Yeah, well, good luck getting back. You'd have to travel thousands
I'm
of
like at
miles.
this point, like desperately clawing at the ground, trying to gather up like any of the leftover herbs.
It's eked away. The herbs are blanched. And they've run off into the...
This is so brutal. You took my whole life.
Look at you right now.
Josh just
Why don't-
holy crap.
Why don't you sit down and I'll play you a nice song?
He took my life. I had his family.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're my son or grandson? What are you talking
He
about?
loved me.
So this lady, and I checked her hands. She was missing one, just like you said Hotan was. And on top of all that, she said she smelled Wanderstave in me. I don't know. But anyway,
In you.
on me, in me, I said, we've been hanging out, but, you know, and we shook hands a couple times and all that. But, like, you know, I don't think we're related. My father was a general in the kingdom that died in the war. At least that's what I assumed. Anyway, she said, I can prove it. I said, yeah, right. She said, I need your blood. I said, I need my blood too. She said, well, no, really trust me. And I'm like, well, I don't. But you know what? I'm kind of curious. I'm going to be wondering for like the rest of the day at least if this is true or not. I poked my finger, just a tiny bit of blood, because I thought, you know what? It's a big, thick chain.
Curiosity kills the catfish, you idiot.
I don't know. Anyway, we'll get back to you in a second. What? Catfish? What catfish? Anyway, I touched the chain, and it started sizzling. Do you know what that means?
Means you're a bloody fool, Bendis, and
It
no son of mine.
means we're related.
It means he technically is a son of yours.
And Hotan might be free. But more importantly, we're related.
What you tell me is true. Hotan rides again.
Maybe. Well, see,
Marcus
the thing is,
trapped in the fifth world, away from the rest of
I
us.
slapped him again.
I don't think he's close to waking anytime soon.
Okay.
Marcus.
Is he dead? Because I'll cast Revivify on him.
You know, this is kind of your fault. You realize.
All right. If I actually... wait.
So, Marcus, you step through the gate, and you are now soaring impossibly high on the back of this gigantic demonic dragon. And as you're flying, there is no air. There's no air rushing past you whatsoever. And you look down and you see all 4 kingdoms interlocked with each other. You see the mortal world suspended. You see dead souls flowing down into the underworld to be revitalized and return to breathe life back into it. You see the elements coursing up from the wellspring. You see the fairy otherworld woven in and around it, and the sky kingdom encapsulating it. And you see how all 4 of them together form the firmament, a single barrier. It's beautiful as they flow together, and they are sealed from the hungry dark as you sail above it. And for this moment of clarity, you have everything at your fingertips. You could reach out and understand anything. What do you do?
I'm looking for a disturbance in this system, because I know that was our purpose of it, and having seen how it all works together, it's beautiful. There's some core symmetry to how it all works, and it feels like if there was even the slightest disturbance in it, it would almost be like something wrong in my soul to see that occur.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and look for any kind of marring or even the smallest asymmetry within the system.
All right. You start to notice the cracks and the flaws. Not everything is perfect. Even below you, the stars are standing watch at the edge of all of it because there are cracks and there are gaps where it works together. But you're looking, you reach down, you're trying to feel out every fiber of it, the parts that you've experienced yourself. And you reach and you feel the flow of the elements as they go through the mortal world, giving it life. And you just feel this bright jangling spark, and you can feel it radiating out. And as you reach for it and you grab it, you can then work out exactly where it runs and where it connects. And you understand that entire system perfectly. And you know exactly where to tug to pull yourself towards it. And Marcus wakes up.
Lost his life.
Oh, hey. Welcome back.
I'm like hovering with a glass of water over his face, about to pour it on him.
I don't need that.
Are
What did you
sure?
see, Marcus? Do you know our destination?
I rode that big bad bitch.
Excuse me.
The dragon,
Yes.
to be more specific.
Oh, it was a dragon what you fell for in the end.
I rode on its back.
I don't care what the position was. It's not my business.
I opened my journal. Is all the stuff I wrote down about Hotan's life in there?
No,
I start writing down what I can remember.
it flows perfectly.
All right.
You actually remember all of it.
Great.
It's like you're reliving it as you write it.
Tiberius,
Sit there and sketch
Tiberius,
it all down.
Yes.
I went through the gate.
Yes. Yes.
I went through the gate. The magic. I think I understand the world more than I ever have.
Yeah, it's fleeting, but be sure to grab onto as much as you can.
Can I borrow your journal?
What for?
Bendis, give it to him.
I mean, it's recording an epic. It's a very
I'm just
valuable
gonna
tome,
take
but
off Bendis and give it to him.
strength check. 13 plus 0.
Well, I'm 3.
I just pull it back. I'm like, this is a tome recording your adventure right now. Perhaps your last adventure. What are you going to use it for? You're not going to do anything to it.
I wanted right in the back of it. I need to get this knowledge out of my head. It needs to be preserved. I don't know how long it'll last.
I open up to the very back page and I tear a page out and hand it to you.
Do you have a quill or something?
I hand you a quill.
Okay. There was the world, the kingdoms, and they interact. I don't even know whether I can write this in words, but there's a weird thread running through the world. I think it's something to do with you.
What?
It's a weird spark of magic or a force that's different to everything else.
Well, where was it in the world?
I could take us towards it.
I was gone for years.
What?
Oh, you went deep, huh?
I was gone for years.
Oh, boy.
I had a whole life.
Yeah, I got breathed on by a dragon.
I had a family.
Good
I learned
call.
about my family, maybe. Maybe.
I had a family.
Well, you got a family.
You have a family.
That's us. I mean, including Bendy Boy now, apparently.
Maybe. Probably. It seems, well, so
I became the high
here's how we find out.
priestess.
If Hotan really is out, then you're my father or grandfather. We're not sure which one yet. If she's not, then it was all a dream.
Well,
It's
show
all
me your
just a
elbow.
bad
Show
trip.
me your elbow.
What?
Show me your elbow. Yeah, he's your son.
What in the Lord's name are you talking about?
I've got the same one.
The same elbow.
Not the same birthmark, you idiot.
I think that's just a normal
That's just
elbow.
an elbow.
That's what they look like on land.
That's an
Do
elbow.
any of the rest of you have proficiency in medicine?
I do.
I don't think I do, actually.
I don't.
Then you're all going to have to take
No.
her for a word for it.
I should have been left for dead in the fifth realm at this rate. Hotan is free. You're convinced you've lived another life. Marcus, you're the only one with any sort of
did live
sense here.
another
Where are
life.
we heading to? What
I
direction?
had the whole family. Are those people in that world real?
No.
Was the dragon real?
Yes.
It felt
Does that mean
real.
I fell in
Was
love with
Hotan real?
myself?
Hotan is, of course, real, yes.
Or my
So that's
projection of what
sealed
I
away.
love?
I've
I'm
got an
very
idea.
Confused. Is that why he was perfect?
Who was he?
Probably.
The man I loved.
Yeah, what
What was his
name?
Well, now I think about it, he was a seahorse.
You fucked a seahorse.
It's odd.
You had a dream where you fucked a sea. You are depraved, Faden. You are actually. Don't you ride them around? Isn't that like me having a dream where I fucked a horse?
Well, it's not really the
I
same.
think I heard a speech about this on a StarCraft 2 podcast once.
He was pregnant too.
What?
But
Anyway,
you can just like sprinkle the seeds like
not important.
flowers up here.
our destination,
Did someone
Marcus.
say that? What do you
I'm
mean about
confused.
Hotan?
Oh,
Should I
she
miss
might be
him?
out. She's probably out. She's
Was he-
definitely out. She's out.
Was he a seahorse? Maybe
Hotan's
he
out.
wasn't.
Hotan's out. Oh, also, so I've got more news, and some of it's good, maybe. So
Give me the vapors, please.
They're all gone, as
Let
you
me
showed
escape
me.
this mortal coil.
She's very upset with you.
Yes,
He
I
didn't
can
want
imagine.
me
I
to
sealed
leave
her away for 20 years.
because he was pregnant. He didn't want me to leave because he was pregnant, and then I thought I might know how you felt,
Aunt Faden, it wasn't real.
but it was.
It wasn't.
It was.
I'm gonna go over and give her a hug. Aunt Faden, it wasn't real.
You can't be real. Real Marcus wouldn't hug me.
I give her a slap
There's a good
instead.
point there.
All right, you might be real.
Hey,
it together,
but guess
Aunt
what?
Faden.
What?
You know, I got back here,
Yep.
and I pull out the pot of paint. I'm like, this paint can take us anywhere we want to go. I drew a door with it, and I opened the door, and I got back here, and then I woke you guys up. So if there's anything we need, if there's anywhere we need to go, we can use this.
Marcus should draw the door. It might point us in the direction of the point that you were looking at.
Yeah, I drew the door, and I imagined this mountaintop, and I used it.
Bren, roll a Arcana check.
That is a 13.
All right. That you've seen this sort of paint before. Didn't this come from his basement? Was this something
Yeah,
from
it was in his
basement?
house, yeah.
Yeah, it can't create magic doors that go anywhere. It can create physical objects. So if you just drew a door, it wouldn't just take you there. That alone would not do it.
That might not do it. Bendis.
I mean, I used it. It worked.
Yes, in the fifth realm where the world doesn't make sense and our dreams are separate and we can be anything we want to be.
Tiberius was pulling doors out of his asshole just constantly. Just
Is that why I was
whipping
the
around.
leader of my clan?
Exactly, yes. Your deepest desires faded. Now you should probably leave and go back to your clan. They might need you. I'm not too sure.
No.
After our adventure, of course. After our adventure. You find
Are
your
you
true
that
self.
keen to be rid of me, old codger?
No, not quite
Hey.
just yet. You've been useful, Faden. You saved us. I
Trust me, he's
believe.
a shit guy.
He is an incredible sorcerer with a lifetime of adventure. You know, I mean, the thing is, I've had a couple exploits similar
Hey,
to
Bendis.
good old
Hey,
dad
Bendis.
there. Yeah.
Where was your
Romantic
da when you were
exploits.
growing up?
I don't know. Didn't need him. Party Central up in Elmspire.
All right. Well, not all of us are lucky enough to be born royalty.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
I'm trying to record as much as I can remember from the kind of, I suppose, vision experience that I had.
Right.
Would I know more specifically what this thread of reality was that I managed to tap into? Like whether it was a magical presence, whether it was wild magic, or what it was?
For a moment, you definitely comprehended wild magic, but mostly what you were seeing was the disruption in the ley lines. You're running out of ink as you're trying to draw all this.
I don't have any more ink. Your quill's dry.
I give you a thing of ink.
Okay.
I was
Don't
about
use
to
it
be
all, though.
like,
I need some of
might
that.
have some squid ink
Continue.
on my elbow. In my squish.
Yeah, you get the feeling you really understand the ley lines and the way that you also, it was odd because you saw that the wild magic is sort of the friction where the pieces of the kingdoms collide and grind against each other and where they're not perfectly aligned. And it seems odd that somebody would be born with that power. That shouldn't have happened. That's not how it works.
Odd for what, sorry?
It's odd. Wild magic is odd appearing in the way that you looked and you saw the universe. No one should ever be born with that power.
I see. To wield wild
Yeah.
magic. Right.
Yes. Sorcerers normally pass on their power. You didn't inherit it. None of them have you have magic, it's true, but not wild magic. None of you inherited it. That's more just a side thought that you've had. But mostly you understand the way that the ley lines are the energy of the underworld flowing up and then back down through the world. And you feel like you could tug on the exact right spot to get you to the source where it's sort of the gears are grinding.
If we had some kind of method of being able to move, I think I could take us there.
Transportation.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
Follow me,
feel it. I
everybody.
feel it
Follow
more
me.
than I know it, though.
I want to take us to the node of where these elements.
It's no longer visible,
but you
but
can
it's still
feel
very
it.
much present.
Bendis, may I borrow the pot of paint, please?
Okay, sure. But before I do this, I should tell you, too, I saw something else while I was in the other world, right? So I went through the door to get out of the burning house. The house was burning, by the way. Sorry about that. Went out the door. It wasn't my fault. Went out the door, and there were a bunch of tribesmen on the plane just, like, killing themselves, killing each other, not having a good time. And I hid in a bush.
Not having
and
a good time.
Above this was this horse flying through the air, and this robed figure on black with a scepter that looked like black ice, basically, and it had wings and things. And wherever this figure went, everybody went crazy.
I've seen her. That's the horse from my dreams.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Hotan is free.
That's Hotan? She
Hotan.
looked so different when I met her.
Well, maybe not Hotan, but not a sign of good tidings. Please, may I have the paint? Thank you. Everyone gather around, and I want to gather everybody to this node of power that I can feel.
Where are we going, Dad?
Just a moment. And I'm going to try and draw these transportation runes that I've read off of the sheets of paper and whatnot.
Okay.
And I'm going to draw them out using the paint.
Are you drawing that rune or a different rune?
Was that runes of transportation that Freya found?
They were
These ones?
yes, same one.
Yeah. I'm gonna draw out this around us in a circle.
Okay. In the magic paint.
In the magic paint, and I'm gonna beckon everybody. Now, gather around, hold hands, and we're all gonna join hands. And Marcus, I want you to picture very clearly this singular point of where you want to take us to.
I close my eyes, kind of remembering that I fucked up every visualization in the dream realm. So I'm really focusing here. Trying to picture myself on the back of the dragon, leaning down into this area and grasping viscerally the point in the earth at which these ley lines were disrupted and the cause of the friction, and try and tug on it.
Were you doing anything else, or were you just waiting for him to do
I'm gonna
that?
try and channel some of my wild magic through him, just to encourage this all through us.
Where is that staff? Who still has that? Do I have it?
I have the one.
Oh, I thought I had it. Yeah.
Okay, roll an Arcana check. Right.
Oh boy, 10.
10. Okay. The paint begins to spark and glow as it taps into the now nascent ley line node, the elemental energies of earth and air interacting with the magic of the paint, becoming real. Your hair starts to float upwards. You feel the static pricking on the back of your neck. You grow lighter and lighter as he channels his raw wild magic into it. And just before you all vanish, snatched up and carried along the ley line, thousands of miles to the north, there's a brief flash of color. Everybody, please roll a d10.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
All right.
Okay, wonderful.
5.
10.
Oh, a 10.
2.
5,002.
Okay.
Sounds right.
10, 10, 10, the world blows up.
Yeah. Not even just the
Yeah,
world.
10, 10, the sun blows up.
Yeah, the sun.
blows up.
All right.
That's great.
You vanish, carried by the elements themselves through the veins of the earth.
Wow.
And you appear back in your physical forms, still holding hands. The air is cold and misty. You can hear water lapping against a nearby shore. And there's great standing stones all around you. You're standing in the middle, you're standing in a ruin on an island in a great inland sea. Roll a d4 real quick, please, Bren.
1.
1. Your wild magic has churned within you. You did not vibrate well with the currents of the veins of the earth. You feel horribly faint. In fact, you realize now your heart has been altered by the spell. You have 1 hour to live. Thank you, everyone, for watching Casting Discussions on Last Friday, episode 5. Have a great night.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, dear.